Hey guys, ad run just ended. We are still getting here together. We're still missing one. I think this is our first four-person Sync Countdown in a while. You've never been on a Sync Countdown, I believe. No, top 5 beers or top 5 alcohols.
Yeah.
I think Sam liked that one. He was like, "Oh, I gotta do my own version of that." And then,
nice. Hey, cool, man. I'm glad we got him on board with that one.
Well, we got him mad because we said there's no good breweries in like California.
yeah, and then I literally fact checked myself, and I was like, "Oh, I'm wrong." Like,
I think we just like giving shit to Californians, but but no, a buddy of mine who's on shift with me at Still, he's from California and comes from the brewing world, and he's like, "Oh, bro, like all the best breweries in the States are in California." Beg to differ, but still, it is what it is.
I won't subscribe to that. At the very least, because I subscribe, and this may be outdated because things keep fucking changing. But I subscribe to the idea that the further north you go, the better the beer is until you hit Canada.
That's fair.
Yeah. Once you hit Canada, they're putting chemicals into excellence. We will get there. We're still getting everybody together here. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird when we were, because somebody in the audience asked for this topic, and I don't even think he's here yet. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I'd like to hear you guys' top 5 conspiracy theories." I'd like, once in a while they ask us to do history type stuff, and yeah, I oblige. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I live to disappoint.
Just wait till we start talking about COVID. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Sam was really big on like, "Hey guy, keep it silly," and I was like, "I don't know, bro. What do you think that I'm going to say? That like Joe Biden's a robot?"
Oh yeah, or Michelle Obama's a man or something.
Is that? I mean, that's not a conspiracy theory. Is it?
At the pizza restaurant.
Yeah, right. I used to work with a guy who like fully bought into that conspiracy, and I was like, "You're joking, right?" And he's like, "No, like, dude, like, look at her. She's like so manly." I'm like, "Bro, you're just like, you're just not smart. That's what the problem here is. Like, that's all it is. You're just not intelligent."
All I'm saying is, I haven't seen his birth certificate, so I don't fucking know. I have questions.
Wait, you haven't seen Michelle Obama's birth certificate?
Fair. Right.
I forgot about Pizzagate, but we'll get into that in a little bit later. How you been, man? You haven't been on since the live stream, I believe.
Was it the live stream or was the alcohol? I thought the alcohol was after.
No, the alcohol was before. That's why Sam actually asked you to do random alcoholic questions.
Oh, interesting.
When you were doing the alcohol tasting.
No way. Damn, I don't know.
I mean, it was a blur for all of us.
Yeah, for real. But I'm good. So my third kid finally came.
Oh, congratulations.
He was born couple months ago. He's 2 months old now, and we just got over COVID. He contracted COVID for his first time in life. Two months old. He got COVID 2 weeks ago. But it's not real, right? It's not real.
The 5G,
I'm just
bro.
kidding. I dropped my phone in his crib, and he got COVID. Got the COVID. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. He's a champ, and we're living large and living big and excited to be here. Whiskey industry's fucking whiskeying, and it's fun.
It seems to be doing a lot better than the beer industry. Where,
bro, yes, fucking Oscar Blues.
That one caught me off guard.
So my buddy Bam, shout out to Bam because he'll probably check this episode out later. But he came from the brewing industry and worked at Oscar Blues for quite some time, and he like just came into work one day and he was like, "Bro, fucking Oscar Blues shut down." And we're like, "Dude, it's fucking 5 a.m. We're not ready for this." Like, it just was like, it hit all of us kind of like big. We're like, "Damn, they're one of the biggest fucking producers in Austin, and we're quite, are quite large still nationally."
Yeah,
they're. I barely started going there because I used to live like right by it, like 5 minutes from it, like 5-minute drive. But I would never went because like the turn was weird. Like there's just like a wooden sign that says, "Here it is."
Yeah.
But I started going because a friend invited me, and I was like, "This place is pretty chill. Like, it's not bad. They have live music playing." I brought like 3 glasses back in from the outside, and the bartender gave me a free beer, and that kept happening. So I just don't see how it went out of business.
Because you kept on bringing glasses from home, bro. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know a person that worked at Aldebert's, and I thought it was hilarious because she worked at Aldebert's, and the next time I met her at a bar, she was like, "Oh, I started working at Oscar Blues because Aldebert's shut down." Well, I don't know where she's at now.
I was gonna say, spoiler alert. Nah, man. I mean
So it's her fault. She's cursed.
the beautiful thing with the brewing and distilling industry, it's kind of like bartending. It's, if you leave one location, you're typically going to like another location at like a better base rate of pay or whatnot.
Yeah.
We got a hype shape coming. Thanks for all the subs so far, guys. Hey, Goliath, sorry I didn't get to catch you. Didn't want to interrupt these fine folks, but when there's a hype train coming, I got to do it. But yeah, thank you guys for dropping all the subs.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're all you're taken care of when you're part of the familia.
I mean, yeah, man. We take care of each other. We try to hook each other up, especially in the whiskey industry. And folks like myself and a couple of others, Caleb, and Nico Martini, who actually is the guy who put this whiskey together. So Grayson's Texas whiskey, bourbon. But we try to help each other out and definitely take care of each other, whether it's, letting some barrels fall off the truck and, helping out another location, or just, like hooking each other with jobs. Very good friend of mine recently.
Thank you, sir.
Departed his job at our previous distillery at Treaty Oak and caught a really fucking sweet gig at another distillery also in Austin, Crowded Barrel, and he's loving it, and they're also a phenomenal location. But yeah, we take care of each other.
That's awesome. I've heard of that because I have a friend, and all she does is the social media for Gesture King, and it's like not much.
Yeah.
And she still has some sort of brewer's coin, and she uses that shit in Chicago to get free drinks. And I did not know it was that sort of tight knit.
Let me see. Speaking of brewer's coin,
Some sort of secret society.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So for those who can or cannot see, I don't know how close we can get, but Whiskey Tribe. I don't know. So the Whiskey Tribe is like one of the largest.
Let me go you.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. There you go. Whiskey Tribe. Yeah. Shout out to Whiskey Tribe, Rex and Daniel Whittington. But yeah, you can flash this pretty much almost anywhere, and somebody's gonna know it.
That's awesome.
I should not be given any modicum of power.
You don't want to be welcome into the secret society?
That's what this is for.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's got the lip on it and everything.
When I was still in Eagle Pass and I was working at the casino, I didn't know that the All Nations gym was owned by the Kickapoo tribe. Mm-hmm. So when I went to go sign up for that membership, and I wrote down like I worked at the casino in the app, they were like, "Oh, you get like a discount if you have your badge on you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I went into my car, got my badge, and my cousin Paco was signing up with me. And I was like, "Dude, this is like the 3rd or 4th place I've gone to in town that's like, oh, if you show me your badge, like, I'll hook you up." Like, I'm feeling a little weird. I feel like we're gonna drive past some cops like doing a murder investigation. I'm just gonna walk up, "Cage cashier, what do we got here?"
I have seen people fight online about like, dude, you can't tell me what to do on tribal lands, kind of like tribal cops and highway patrol arguing about stuff like that.
Completely different.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like if you're tribal land, you can kind of use that as an excuse. It's almost like military police and like, APD or whatever.
Yeah.
Friend of mine, won't name drop, but he told me how like back in the day they would, if they got in trouble and like speeding ticket or something, they would speed faster and run from the cop just to get to base, and then like cop wouldn't like follow them in, or if they would, like station or base patrol would come up and be like, you don't got jurisdiction, and they're just like, oh well, this is fucking bullshit. I don't know. It's like at some point,
trooper shit.
Yeah, at some point you kind of just take care of your own, I guess. And cool, however it is.
I have some friends in the Army that their first job was tribal police. It's just a job not a lot of people want to do.
Yeah, man.
I guess that's true of even regular cops. Austin PD is offering a whole fucking Dodge Charger, basically.
Yeah, bro. It's I mean, yeah, not. I feel. I don't know if I should say it. But,
you can say it, bro. Okay, we're not fans of cops here.
So I went to LBJ here in Austin, and we had one of the nation's top fire department schools and education programs at our high school. Yeah. And we're like one of 4 high schools in the nation that have that. Well, the joke amongst firefighters evidently is that police officers are just people who wanted to be firefighters but weren't smart enough.
Well, it's a lot harder because of all the shit they have to pass. Yeah. And you get to be a lot choosier because, as the fire department, there's like 300, 400. Like, I think there was a time during when people were arguing about whether the police should get more money. It's like literally about 60 people graduated, and it's like, well, there's no jobs for you now. So, and on the other hand, the cops are like, hey, become a cop, and we'll give you $15,000 right now. Yeah. So,
but we're also like a near police state, country, and so all our money's being dropped into that. Oh,
that was a very Kramer walkthrough. Not that you guys can see it, but. Well, we just started talking about the secret society of whiskey while you were gone. That was about it.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
For you guys not in this room, which is all of y'all, Tommy just got here, so we're going to get ready to start here in a little bit. But I guess I got to ask you, JJ, very quick, just because we've all been asked. Any opinion on the Kang?
Oh, man.
Well, I haven't been following the trial. So I don't know how bad he fucked up, if he fucked up.
Well,
supposedly he did.
Well, he was found guilty of 2 out of 4 counts, but the thing that TJ brought up, I'm like, because he was like, they were both kind of bad to each other, and it was a misdemeanor. Like, not that absolves you from...
Right. Meanwhile, the Flash is out there, like, legit kidnapping people.
Was it you or something who sent me the meme where it's Omni-Man, and he's, like, looking down, and then it says... Ezra Miller looking down at
I did not see that.
Homeboy, homeboy for getting fired after one misdemeanor.
Jonathan Majors.
So I was like, that's good.
Yeah,
but
damn. I was listening to like a YouTuber kind of summarize it, but I hadn't called my mom in like an entire week. So I was like, I'm going to get this chewing out. I'd rather get it before Christmas. I don't want that to be my present. So I called my mom while the YouTuber was talking. I only caught like bits and pieces, but from what he said, it sounded like, she was trying to like steal his phone or grabbed his phone. She maybe not instigated, but she definitely didn't help the situation.
Oh, Serenity had all the details.
Trying to.
He did. They didn't drop it in the chat, but they were like, dude was straight up cheating on the chick that tried to grab his phone because he was cheating. Broke her finger.
Right.
Like, everything was detailed out, and I was like, well, I didn't know any of that before this.
The last thing the guy I was listening to said was like, it kind of from like. Devil's advocate point of view, it kind of sounds like, oh, you have Kang money, and I'm about to be an ex-girlfriend.
Unfortunately, I think that's kind of what also may have like instigated a lot of the emotion from one specific side. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. It sucks for him. I think he's gonna, get back up. He'll recuperate from this. I don't know if he'll ever get King money again, but sucks to see it happen.
He can be in the Expendables 6.
Yeah, true, right?
That's basically actually where you're headed at that point.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It sucks. I hope they stick with the King storyline, but just kind of like recast. Somebody already is talking about
Boyega.
Yeah, Boyega potentially being recast as him. Rough. Okay, well,
after like being kind of pushed around in Star Wars, like you're going to be a Jedi, and
man. Well, so on that note, also word is that he might be brought, or he's being encouraged to be brought back for the new Star Wars trilogy, but like actually have like some
thought process behind it.
Some like character development to him.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard to have we're gonna make another trilogy and outline it. It's not so the last two movies are like, and then this happened, but that didn't happen. Like that was the worst part of the new Star Wars movies, in my opinion. But
I and many a Star Wars fan would agree with that.
Your father was nobody. It was actually Palpatine. So
they're always with the
doesn't matter
kisses, though. Kisses.
Yeah.
Because Rey and Solo
would be like cousins.
I was gonna say they're technically cousins, right? Yeah, cousins or some. I don't know how that happens. Weird shit.
Well, Tommy is coming. I don't know what you mean by boule. I don't know what that means, but I guess that's because I'm not in that culture. But yeah, here comes Tommy. Here comes Tommy. Right down Santa Claus Lane. You try the chair out, and then if you don't like it, well, you're on the other side for once.
This is weird as hell.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you can switch the. Just check the comfort, and then we'll fuck with the camera.
What's my other option?
That chair.
This one?
Yeah.
I think I might go with that.
I shouldn't have left the camera on us while we were like showing you the behind the scenes shit. That was the chair that Gertz was like, it's broke, but it wasn't broke.
It doesn't look broke.
No.
I think he just doesn't like
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, let's swap these things here.
Yeah, I'm down for orange. Go Broncos.
Oh, no.
That's actually why it's orange. TJ is also from UT.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Can we get a Christmas sweater that has Tommy's face saying "Drink water, motherfucker"? Well, I don't.
That's a request. I think we can accommodate.
Yeah, this whole.
Sammy loves making sweat.
I was about to say this whole episode is a request. They actually requested this topic.
This one works.
Let me get the drinks out of the way because I normally don't care. You look over here, but I think we're in frame. They're in frame. Let's go ahead and start the show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcos Lira, and I will be the host of the CincountDown here today. But I'm not alone. Right next to me, we have...
Tommy texting his mom.
Telling her to watch out for the 5G. And across from Tom...
I'm JJ. And next to me, we have...
Emiliano Angel Chalchitotli Guajardo, a.k.a. El Whiskylero.
Well, guys, this...
I thought you were about to say a.k.a. Doug.
A.k.a. Jim.
This topic was actually requested from us. Honestly, we'll talk about anything if you request it. I know right off the bat we got to have Emiliano back on because somebody asked about Sam and the fan worded it differently, but it's basically like, when is it okay to fight in Mexican culture and when does it go too far kind of thing. You don't need to answer that now. We're going to have a whole 2 hours to talk about.
Okay, cool.
Another thing that they asked, interracial dating, that was just a general, like...
They've been wanting that one for a while.
Yeah, they have been wanting that.
TJ definitely has to be part of it.
Well, we tried to get him on the last one.
He won't do it for whatever reason. What's the deal with that?
I have no idea.
I mean, between me, you, and TJ, you got it covered, right?
Well, it was funny because when we were talking about it after the show, it was like, oh, Sam, I guess you can't be on that one.
No, he can't. Which is great, which is fine.
He's never dated anyone.
No, which is okay. Date who you want to date.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm wide open. I'm not limited to just one particular group. That's stupid.
Yeah,
there's so many other options when you open yourself up. Like, it's dumb. Who's gonna sit up here and say I'm lonely? But I won't date, black chicks or Asian chicks. That's stupid as fuck. It's like being like, I'm thirsty, but you won't drink well water.
Is that tap?
Yeah, fuck you. You deserve to be thirsty and lonely.
World problem, man.
Yeah, right.
First world problem.
This is the dumbest thing to me.
You ain't got Fiji? Or...
Yeah.
I'll take an Evian.
No, you won't.
It's legit being like, only designing.
Yeah.
Only designing.
Crazy.
No. But on that note,
that's sewer water.
I only say designing. I don't know what the fuck is up, but they are
trash.
They do taste the worst.
Yeah.
And they have a monopoly. Go to the fucking airport everywhere. Go to the guest.
At least ours. Yeah. It's bullshit.
No, I've flown into other places. Also, all designing.
I'd rather have the Nestle water.
Got the Flint water, bro.
Oh, that's what Dasani's station, right?
No, or if Nestle owns Dasani, then yeah.
Oh well,
I think Nestle station out there. That's why,
what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. That's why Flint's got all that fucking water, because Nestle fucking like Hershey, Nestle, all that.
Did they move it out there because of the water situation?
No, they're
the ones that fucked it up.
Yeah, they were the ones.
They saw an opportunity.
Yeah,
and they fuck that. I can't do Nestle water anymore.
So that actually brings me to an interesting caveat that I wanted to bring up at the beginning of this show. In this list, you're going to find stuff that I find really interesting, things that I think are really dumb, and things that I think are really silly. But at the end of the day, like, don't take conspiracies too like listen sometimes, because there's interesting things out there. Yeah. But also, like, don't take it too far, because you can find horrible things that are happening right in front of your face. Like, you don't need to believe that the CIA has a way to control your brain to see, like, oh, COINTELPRO was very terrible and killed almost every black leader for 20 years, and Hispanic leader, actually. Yeah. The CIA did very terrible things, like, throughout all of Latin America.
I mean, they're still doing terrible things.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all talk about, but ergo, everything happening in Israel and, Palestine right now. So...
Yeah, I mean, that's another example that...
I like the CIA plots that involve whimsy, like when they tried to make Thailand believe they were attacked by vampires. This is a real thing that happened.
Or the gay bomb.
Yeah. I mean,
it might not have been Thailand. I might have gotten the country
when
wrong.
You really get into this conspiracy theories, it's funny because you can see the difference between, like... Because, like, it's not on my list. I just thought of it. But, like, MK Ultra was really scary when I was dumb. And maybe there are some things that are kind of true. But the more that I read up about it, the more it was just like, no, dude, this scientist was just like, just give this guy a lot of acid and see what happens.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Did he jump out of a window? Someone jumped out of a window.
No, there was...
Oh, well, there's... belief that he might have been pushed. Oh. Because apparently when he was like on his acid trip, he was like, holy shit, this is fucked up. I'm going to the fucking law. And I'm like,
that'll get you pushed out.
Yeah, and so the story is that he like got so tripped up that he like ran away and then jumped off. But there's belief that he like probably got like dragged up and then thrown off.
Well, I figured I would go ahead and kick this out. The subject is for people that we haven't said out loud. It's just, I assume you all follow our social media, but if you're new here, the CincountDown.
Anybody's? Yeah, I knew it was. I didn't put it on my list because I knew it was on yours.
But top 5 conspiracy theories. What do you think is interesting, fun?
I didn't go too dark. Or,
mine are stupid.
Yeah, and some are like, well, that I could believe that could make me happy.
There's one that's like, there's one or two that are like kind of dark, but I'm gonna make them stupid. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got it.
Give me any smart topic, and I'll make it dumb for a nickel.
We're professionals.
I got a mix, and so here's the thing about me is that I've kind of like grew up watching Primer Impacto and shit like that, so. The idea of like the government is hiding this, there's aliens here, has always been in my brain. I mean, as a 90s kids, we had X-Files and shit like that as well. And then like at a certain point, 9/11 made conspiracy theories too real as the TLDR version. And then at some point, all these jackasses fucking like took over my space. So my number 5 here conspiracy, because it just kind of differentiates like, are you a cool kind of person or are you a fucking idiot? And it's, did Trump won the election in 2020? And it's not because I think Trump won. I just think it's just like...
For profiling purposes?
It's profiling purposes. You are dumb as fuck if you believe that one. Yeah. Like, there is a reason why Trump went 60 fucking court cases and won one. Mm-hmm. And the one that he won was just like, oh, we actually miscounted and there was more votes for Biden than we thought there was. Another favorite thing about it was just people being like, well, why did they count behind closed doors? It's like, there was Twitch streams. Yeah. You could have watched it on Twitch. People live counting the thing. What's another one? Another thing that people say, oh, why was Trump winning on election night and then like he lost the election because of mail-in votes? And then it's just like, well...
fuck. We told you guys this was going to happen. The voting machines in Venezuela.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that's a bad one. That one's stupid as shit.
Yeah. No, and like I would literally believe you a little bit more if there's if you're a flat earther.
Here's the thing. Oh, my God. Like, remember when that was our only problem? Yeah, flat earthers, and then QAnon came along, and then people were waiting in Dallas for JFK to return. Like, shit got real bad to a point to where I lost a friendship because of reptile people. The whole conspiracy theory.
Were they a reptile or?
Apparently, all of the government is, and because of that, you know.
I worked for the government.
The Men in Black eyes.
You guys got any flies? Got a real craving for flies.
Yeah, people believe really crazy shit, you know, post COVID, you know. And so it's bad.
Well, flat Earth was way before. I think.
It's been around for.
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, it's been around forever, but I think it like really took off during Obama's years. People just trying to be interesting. Really?
I feel like that,
trial.
Yeah. I think it was like second term Obama.
Yeah,
was when it like really took off. Yeah.
It was like, oh, like everything's kind of getting a little bit better. Like, let's find weird things. And like, I remember the one of the girls I worked with, like, really beautiful chick, honestly. And I'm just like, you don't need to say that the world is flat for attention. You're just doing it for attention. You don't believe this at all.
Yeah, it's so cliche.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna do it, animals talking to you, which was another thing that ended a friendship of mine.
What?
Interesting.
There are a lot of people who took some turns during the COVID, and
interesting.
Yeah. When people are insulated and the world shuts down,
bro, you also learn who you like and don't.
Yeah. I mean, look, people were alone with their thoughts for more than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. I mean, but that's why. Yeah, that's why like meditation and solitude every so often is like good because you figure out if you need help or figure out really who you are.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you got to bake sourdough bread to figure it out, more power to you. Some people didn't do that; they just.
I found a different way to silence the voices.
Hey, me being an only child, it came in handy. It really did.
How much imagination time did you have as a kid?
All of it. Literally all the time.
Just yes.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used to give me a box and I could invent anything. I just
That one SpongeBob episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say
robots.
The combination of being an only child and poor. I forgot that you had the whole
poor
stick thing that I did.
Mom worked at HEB. She brought home boxes. That was easy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, what is your number 5?
Oh,
Fucking same. I'm ADHD. I can't silence the voice. I'm like, don't lose train of thought, Tommy. But it's I love the saying that like for folks who have ADHD, the first 3 beers are just to get like to a safe zone. To like normalize. The first 3 beers never count because you're just trying to get to a base level. Then we start drinking.
Oh, sounds accurate. Yeah, no. All right. So I guess since you went to where yours was, and this is like the most serious one on my list. It's that like the processed foods that we eat is specifically to keep us in a dying cycle.
Oh, all the processed stuff that we're eating is basically what somebody started off. Yeah. So there is kind of a thing where I do get a little bit worried about it, like where it's like, and I don't go as far as that, but it's just like, oh, we found this fish in the middle of the ocean and it has microplastics in it. Like I'm like, damn, well, fuck.
See, I already knew all fish are poison. No one believes me.
But I don't go down because it's like at the end of the day, it's like, well, if I'm hungry, Little Caesars is $5.99 and everything on that is processed.
So here's the deal. I just discovered I live by has to be one of the last CC's pizzas in the city. And I was like, this is
the one on Lamar?
for me.
Wait, okay.
No, there's one on Lamar too?
There's one on Lamar.
So we have 2 left.
You talking about the one on Cameron Road?
So it's multiple still?
See?
The only city?
I was about to say, I was like, nah,
I
hold
just
on,
watched
last
a YouTube
one.
video about
There's
them
a
being
few.
like practically out of business. Like, well, there are a few CC's left. And I'm like,
Bro, where else am I going to get mac and cheese pizza?
what those delicious little cinnamon squares? Shit, man.
No, CC's got
None of that is healthy.
good hand in all.
$6.99 now. It's crazy. When we started off at $5.
You know, Little Caesars
that's
is-
expensive, bro.
It's a buffet post-COVID. So, I mean, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, inflation.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about right.
I mean, talking about processed foods, we were literally just talking about macaroni and cheese pizza.
The shit's addictive. Whatever they're putting in the shit we eat every day.
That's where it starts.
Addictive.
It's like, it's really addictive.
It's no reason I should be eating at fucking Taco Cabana 3 days a week. No reason. It's something in there. Delicious crunch. The little, ground beef crunch pizza.
Well, that's another thing that people say when they start going down this rabbit hole. People move to different countries, eat the same foods, and they wind up losing weight and their medical problems going away. I don't know about the medical problems, but what ends up happening in a lot of those places is they have walkable cities, which is a myth in America, unless you live like in Philadelphia. Like there's a handful of cities. So you can eat a whole stuffed crust pizza if you're going to walk 3 or 4 miles that day. I think to be completely front, if you don't count my gym routine, I don't know what, half a mile in a day. Like I don't.
Yeah.
You probably walk a lot
I
more.
was gonna say, bro. I mean, I
You don't count. You walk back and forth around those barrels all day.
Yeah. I was like, I do at least 6 miles a day. Like that. I know I'm a unique situation.
Even when I worked at the casino, and there was a lot of walking, because my job, I was a banker, so all those like. Not necessarily the ATMs, but
Banker, you are a fucking lizard.
yeah. But the little kiosks that most casinos have nowadays to cash out your tickets or to get change, like if you have a $100 bill and you want 20s, and you don't want to talk to a person, you can go to the machine and put in $100. It'll give you 20s. Those 20s come from the vault, but like they're not like a fucking pneumatic tube.
Yeah.
This lizard has to go over there and refill them fucking 20s whenever they run out. So even when I worked there, I wasn't hitting the 10,000 steps that Fitbit's like, come on, bro.
Well, I remember. So TJ, when he was trying to lose weight, because he's like, I'm gonna walk a shitload in Japan, which has walkable cities and fucking Sonic trains and shit. So he was just pacing around. Like if he wasn't here on this podcast, like he was saying, like if I'm at work, take a lap around the house, take a lap around the house, take a lap. And it was just, he was trying to hit, it wasn't even 10,000, it was a little bit more. It was like 12,000 steps or some shit like that. But I guess that's the thing that we have to do that you don't have to do, that it's just, we work desk jobs and you're a man's man over there fucking carrying barrels and looking like a dwarf.
Oh yeah. I was like, are you mining? Kudos.
No, I just make this game.
Got the black lung.
No, baker's lung. So the other type of black lung. Oh man, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, the other thing I found extremely helpful is jumping jacks. Just do fucking jumping jacks, man.
My mom swears by jumping.
Bro.
Since she was like, since I was born, actually, like that's been her thing. She's old as hell and she's doing great.
So when
Sorry, Mom.
So at Still we have technically 2 positions per shift, and there's a cooking and then distilling. So you distill 1 week, you cook 1 week, and then y'all swap. And so whenever you're cooking, you got a whole bunch of fucking free time because you got to wait for temperature run up, you got to wait for grain milling, whatever, etc. Yeah. So
The temperature's going, so you're cooking while
you're cooking the fermentation in the mash tun in order for you to get the enzyme that you will then throw the yeast in at the lower temperature once it starts cooling down, and then it'll ferment out for about 3 days. But during that like wait period, you can do a lot of things to be productive. You can kind of chill out. You can do whatever. What I found out is just like fucking do jumping jacks. So like every day when I'm cooking, I do at least like 600 jumping jacks.
Okay.
During COVID, I got a jump rope. That's what I did.
Oh,
like,
bro,
to stay in
yes.
shape.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so like I got pretty good at it. I was doing some like Rocky 3 shit.
Doing that
Just
Mike Tyson shit.
I have a friend that like her whole thing is jump rope for sure, and I'm just like, damn, I should get that coordinated. But maybe eventually. Well, it sucks because all right. So here's a weird side tangent because it's like every time I've like wanted to do something that's like I know how to wrestle someone to the ground and then just do a ground and pound. Like I know a little bit about that. I actually know a lot about wrestling. Mm-hmm. I don't know that much about hitting someone in the face for the most part. I can do it, but I'm going to tire you out and then I'm going to hit you in the face. I'm not going to go straight. Yeah. I'm not going to straight hit you in the face. I'm going to let you tire yourself out and then I'm going to pull you to the ground and then like whatever. But anytime I'm like, I kind of like doing this kind of stuff. I want to become a fighter. Well, I took one boxing class and I spent the whole time with my hands taped to my face. And it's like, you're going to learn how to walk on your tippy toes. And I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, if you think of the idea of a punch is like the connection begins at the floor and everything has to be in rhythm all the way from foot to your fist. And I'm just like, nah, dude, I do not have that kind of coordination when it's just easier to just bulldoze you down. And then it's just like, now I just have to worry on if you're Russian or actually took a BJJ class.
And then for some wrestlers, the old saying is that BJJ doesn't exist. Cause you're just so like rough and heavy on the ground that, you know, it's like you can try to put an arm bar on me, but I already choked you out. You know, like
let me see if I can find the clip real fast. And then what I'm going to try to do is mute it so that we won't get copyright stricken for it. But on the note of does beat the what?
That's muting it. It's a good move.
We've been talking a lot more about UFC recently just because everything has been so crazy.
Yeah. Love UFC. Fucking Sean Strickland, crazy.
He's been the subject of it.
But he's he's growing on me. I'm still a diehard Izzy guy, and I'm like, fuck man, that still hurts, but he's growing on me. He's growing on me.
So what he was talking about, proving that
Serenity, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. BJJ.
Proving that like if you're too rough, like you're too big, like it just doesn't work on you.
Yeah.
There's a fighter here from Texas, and all he is a really, really big black guy. Yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah.
All right, I'm done with this. Fuck you. Get out. That's literally like one of the.
Yeah, he's one of the people who's like, yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's not real. Boom.
He's already almost locked in a Kimura, and he's just like, "Nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Get away from me."
I have to catch my breath.
I feel uncomfortable with his nickname, the Black Beast. I'm just like, bro, I don't know.
We don't need it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I just call yourself the Knockout King, man, which he is.
Yeah.
But and
wide range of nicknames.
I know. I'm like, dog, you are a monster. You can fucking do whatever
You can just
nickname
be the
you landed
monster.
on. Yeah, like the Black Beast. I'm like,
You could just be the beast.
yeah, bro. Like,
Fuck, man. Like, we don't need we don't need it.
I don't
We just don't need it.
yeah.
But onto your number 5.
I just, oh, fuck.
You know, Jesus.
This has become a UFC podcast. No. Go on. Emiliano, what's your number 5?
I think I'm gonna just kind of like, it's definitely on my list, but I'm gonna just go ahead and like jump into it because we've already mentioned it. I think flat Earth, man, the fucking flat Earth conspiracy theory. I have a conspiracy that builds onto the conspiracy. I think it is something that, like, honestly, the government has kind of just put certain people into like community positions of power to make and to dumb down black and brown communities and to make us believe or think that like the earth is flat. Because if you look historically,
Worked on Kyrie.
well, yeah, bro, yeah, fucking RIP to him, man. Holy
man's brain
shit.
is a disaster.
Dog. Wow. But because I mean, historically, you go ancestrally, even like the first peoples to figure out like the earth is not flat are indigenous peoples to the Americas and Africans. Like we all started with like the whole like, you know, earth is on like a shell of a turtle or whatnot, and there's like mythos and like a spiritual philosophy behind that. But the people who kind of like were able to figure out like, oh shit, you know, there's a different kind of orbiting, and there's like, you see different stars and this and that. Like, it was, you know, indigenous Americans and Africans. And so I think, you know, we come from like those peoples who are so highly advanced in, you know, astrological kind of understanding of the celestial bodies and whatnot.
And mathematical too.
Absolutely. And so, you know, how do you further dumb down the black and brown community? It's like, let's just revert them and make them believe that, you know, the earth's flat. So
Yeah. During the peak of the flat Earth, like conspiracies populating the internet, my cousin Paco was mostly trolling, but he would like, that was his way to like sort of like poke at us and be like, guys, I don't know, the fucking earth might be flat, like and he got me to the point where I was like, Paco, Jesus Christ, you're literally descended from an ancient people that figured out via math that the earth is round. We invented a number.
yeah, fucking seriously. Yeah, man, I don't know. At some point, I think like I mean, I hold your opinion to like damn near zero if you genuinely believe that.
Again, another good profile and purpose question.
100%.
Big time.
100%.
Danger Dugan, what's up, man?
So I saw this random because this is unreal. It's related sometimes, but it's not always related, and it's like cryptids. So somebody posted.
I love cryptids.
Oh,
Me
bro.
too.
Yeah.
So somebody posted this video. It's like, found Nessie in America kind of thing. So what it probably actually is an oarfish, but it does look spooky as shit. Yeah. But on the note of flat Earth, like they full-heartedly believe that stuff. So that when I saw one of their comments and they were talking about, they saw the same video. Couldn't find the comment, but they were like, "Oh, we're gonna see a lot more stuff like this because the ice wall is melting that holds the Earth flat."
All
So
right.
some of the stuff from the other side of the ice hole is spilling in. Got it.
Yeah, that's what they believe. But
That's the crazy thing is that some flat earthers like not smart, but they fully, wholeheartedly believe in climate change. Because I'm like, how are you
How do these
on
things-
both sides, bro?
Yeah.
Like you're playing both sides. Fucking absolutely ridiculous.
the Earth doesn't. How do you believe in like CO2 holding the heat and the Earth revolving around this? You think it's just a coin going across?
Yeah, it's a disc. It's a Kiansa just like floating.
JJ, what's your
Sounds
number
nice.
5?
All right. So I'm going to start off the list pretty stupid. It wouldn't be a JJ list without anime. But I don't know any anime conspiracy theories. So I'm using the literal definition of anime, which is animation. There's a writer on The Simpsons that for a long time people did not believe was real. His name is John Schwartzwalder. And this man is credited, has the most writing credits out of anyone who's worked in The Simpsons. He's written like 59 or co-written and written.
I like how most of the
59.
photos, when you look them up, are blurry.
That was the only photo known of him for a long time, the top one,
Yeah.
because he's such a recluse. Like, he doesn't like to make public appearances. He's never been on a commentary track. He doesn't like appear at like the office parties. He wrote at a cafe, like a little diner that he liked,
Yeah.
and he would submit his scripts in the mail.
So I know this is kind of lost on at least half this audience, or half like. So he was like a basic manga writer at this point.
Yeah. But this dude wrote like banger after banger after banger of early Simpsons episodes. So for a long time, the fans were like, he's not fucking real. Like, there's no way.
Machine.
Yeah. They're like, it's not really just like one dude. There's no way one dude wrote like all this brilliance. It's a collaboration of writers. It's like their top 5, and they have ideas that aren't like creative enough to make like one episode, but when they all come together as a conglomerate, they take them bits and pieces and they hodgepodge this banger of a fucking episode, like the one with Hank motherfucking Scorpio. Well, no, he's real.
Yeah.
But now the new theory is that since he's such a recluse and a libertarian, and he had that glorious mustache, people believe that he is the sole inspiration for Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. I can
great.
see it.
Wow.
I can see that.
I can fucking see it.
Wow.
that. Just from that
Fuck
picture.
yeah. Yeah, for real.
The picture alone
Fucking-
looks like the inspiration for Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
One of my favorite television characters. ever.
100%. Who's
Yeah.
also like genuinely that character also.
Oh yeah, Nick Offerman is totally
Dog.
that dude.
Well, and
That's why I like his role in Last of Us was so great. I'm like, this man is an actor, but he is also Ron
oh,
Swanson.
bro. So okay, I didn't watch Last of Us only because like I knew the video game. And
Played the
whatnot.
game.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and so I was like, I don't need
Yeah.
to. So I just watched like recaps and whatnot. But their storyline, his storyline, that
Yeah.
one episode, I watched just for him. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
Great, excellent.
Fucking like, and then his willingness to like, I love people who are willing to just like cross cultural like barriers and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
learn about different cultures.
Yeah.
And for him to be able to just like cross into like playing a gay character, like. I don't know. I give people who are willing to like break that like machismo of themselves and like
This is the dude who
Ty-
played
yeah.
Ron Swanson.
yeah. I was like
The manliest man ever.
100%. And
Duke
Duke
Silver.
Silver. This? Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. I have much more
He's
credit.
suave as well as being manly.
I didn't see. I didn't have HBO. Now that JJ's my roommate, can probably watch it
You didn't have HBO this entire time?
for a year. Yeah, I canceled.
You played it off
I can't.
great.
He canceled after Zaslav. I can't blame him.
I can't either.
Yeah.
I
no.
can't either.
Once they got rid of Final Space, because that was my favorite show to rewatch. You can put this in the background, and they got rid of it, and then they just told the writer, "You can't do anything with these intellectual property for months." It wasn't until like 2 months ago that they're like, "You can get a comic book," and he's actually excited about that because the way that show ended, it ended on a cliffhanger. The thing they've been fighting for 3 seasons literally breaks through. So, like, imagine the MCU, like, hey, we're shutting this down right after Thanos kills Loki. Like, that's kind of damn. That's kind of what happened to this writer.
Oh.
So, was happy that they finally got it. Velma made Marcos. Actually, yes, to a degree, because they were like,
we'll
give Velma money, but nothing will.
We're gonna let Batgirl get released.
Yeah,
Jesus.
No Batgirl, no...
Can I change my number 5? My number 5 is that I believe Zaslav just hates animation.
And film. Just film.
But yeah, man, like, I dropped Max, and I didn't see that episode, but the fact that everyone tells me it's such a gut-wrencher, and it's so emotional...
That's excellent. If you just watch one episode, it plays as a good one-off if you want to do it.
It does, yeah.
Well, it's not even that. I just didn't have Max at the time when it came out.
No, for what reason?
Well, for that reason, apparently.
Not good enough.
You know what's funny is because the shows were so that
Succession was also going on, so yeah, you could have been. It would have worked.
Well, Last of Us seems so deep that it was just like. So I was watching The Righteous Gemstones while I was working.
Yeah.
Well, I did watch that. Okay. I told my sisters enough to watch it while I was working, but I'm like, can't watch The Last of Us yet. I need to be completely free of any other distractions while I do this. But I had a gay friend that hated Brokeback Mountain. And his idea behind hating Brokeback Mountain was just kind of like these are 2 straight guys, and they're obviously super fucking awkward every time they're in scene together. Yeah. Is there a sex scene? I don't know if it was a sex scene or a kissing scene, but either way,
it's a sex scene.
It's a sex scene. He was like, "It's the most awkward. Like that's not what 2 gay guys would be like," kind of thing. Is what he said, and. The fact that this is the opposite, where it's just like, no, I can feel the love and the romance in this story. I'm like, that's a good sign, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to like security in your own, like either sexuality or just like willingness to learn again. And I think, like I said, give credit to Offerman because
I mean,
dude's
and also he's married to Megan Mullally. I'd be pretty confident in really anything I would.
He did well for himself.
Yeah.
All right, so on to my number 4. I'm going to see if I can find any clips of it because this one came from... So I don't know if you remember Once Upon a Time. JJ will, but I'm not sure if you guys will, just because I don't know if you guys grew up like us. And it's just watching the History Channel at like 10, 12 o'clock at night, and they'd be like, here's these random things that are really important and conspiratorial. And one of them was the Philadelphia experiment.
Is that
the one where the
teleport?
The ship teleport?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the Philadelphia. I love that one. That's a great one. Good job. Yeah.
So for the uninitiated, what the Philadelphia experiment was so the United States won World War II, and we're trying to find ways to compete with Russia. Because honestly, if you think about it, World War I, we still had horses and cavalry for a good part of the army.
It's a big part.
There was an exponential growth in like military like
planes
power.
were freakish,
bro. Yeah.
We're in a whole new era. We got flying shit now. Yeah, it was.
Well,
other than that,
do you know how a bomber was created?
No.
So somebody just tee-hee-heed, because in the military you have to check everything out, some grenades onto their World War II. Planes were just used to spy.
Yeah.
Because if you think about World War I and the Wright brothers, it's not much space.
No. That's what I said, like planes was something
the
new.
The pinnacle of weapon engineering in World War I was mustard gas. A slow-moving fog that crawls on the ground. Yeah. Easily avoidable if you can fly.
They had patience back then. Yeah. It's like, if you could beat this slow gas.
Well, it was trench warfare. Everyone you were fighting was in a hole in the ground. So like,
gas it, you were good. Yeah. You did well.
Well, so
what can beat that? Dropping shit on you.
That's what they did. They were dropping grenades down, and then somebody was like, "Bigger bombs," and that's how the first bombers started. Well, that's where this is leading to. Like once nuclear bombs came into account, everybody was like, fuck, dude, we can do anything at this point. And that's where like you get all the 1950s sci-fi shit and aliens and everything that like dominated culture for so long.
Day the Earth stood still type.
Yes, exactly. That's a good example. But Philadelphia Experiment is this story that people. I know it's not real because when I finally looked into it, it was like this story came out 10 years after they said it. Like the story was revealed or published 10 years after it was like supposedly happened. Only one person was like, I was there. So not very credible. But the idea is that we were experimenting with teleportation and stealth, and the ship would move from one place to another. But the part that always freaks me out, because like I said, I was a dumb teenager watching this at 12 o'clock at night, was that, like the first time they did it, it fucked up and people were like fused into the boat.
That's the whole story. Yeah.
So what was it, color space type shit?
Yes, that's exactly what they talk about it.
You could hear them screaming in like the bowels and shit. Yeah, it was.
Oh, dude, I think they actually.
It's a great story.
They have a clip from the world from the thing, but it's just, like people were fused into the boat. Yeah. But so I'm gonna go real quick just into because I don't. Does anyone have the moon landing on their list?
I don't.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to get sucker punched by Buzz Aldrin.
Is he still alive? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Either way, he's coming. Dead or alive.
So a lot of these stories happen because of the Cold War in a different way, because everybody wants to seem like. At some point, it works both ways. They want you to seem like the government is scarier than it is, so they want you not to trust the government. On the other end of the token, they want to scare the Russians into thinking we have this kind of technology. It works both ways. But the Russian moon landing is literally 100% fake. Or no, the theory behind it is 100% fake. And I've seen all the documentaries about it. But what happened in the 1970s is Russia found one person or a couple of people that were writing, I don't know, the equivalents of blogs or newsletters because it was printed. That were
zines?
Yeah, zines. And the zine said, the moon landing is fake. Obviously, we don't have the technology to go. Somebody wrote that. And the way that Russian counterintelligence works is they find something that's kind of plausible and then they make it as loud as they can. And that's why we have the Trump conspiracy in 2020, why COVID was also another big conspiracy. It's like they're really good at just like, here's this somewhat believable. It's Alex Jones' whole shtick for 20, 30 years or however long it's been since he knew Corey back in... I didn't mean to throw Corey under the bus because it was way before it. Yeah. Honestly, like before Trump, like I wasn't super anti-Alex Jones because he made loose change. I know that's weird, and I know a lot of it is conspiracy. But so the whole Philadelphia experiment is just probably somebody being like,
what was the ship that the carrier they got teleported? What was it?
I thought it was the Philadelphia.
No. It was the U.S. Eisenberg or some shit like that.
Okay,
they have the name of it.
Because the whole theory, I thought it was a Philadelphia, but it was like
Serenity. So basically what it is some teleporting technology that took an entire USS like war carrier to the other part. Did it just completely disappear, or did it like teleport to like the Atlantic? Or
supposedly it like disappered and then like popped up like off the coast.
It's the USS Elridge.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. But this is the part that makes it not like real, is that even if they had those kind of experiments, we know what carriers and destroyers were made. You can't hide that amount of metal, like not
exist. Big. Yeah.
But that was
a good one.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite.
It is. I forgot about that. It's so many.
That one I remember freaking me out as a teenager, just because of the idea of being fused to a boat. Just
I was once a man.
That body dysmorphia, like horror kind of shit. Just
freaks me out too.
Well, what's your number?
I like getting within line with.
Okay.
We got themes going. Mine's Project Bluebeam, which is a favorite of mine, and what that is, it's Mysterio, basically. That's pretty much it. It's the government coming up with like basically drone and holographic technology, and
Tupac.
Yeah. So basically, people are saying Tupac, they're practicing for Project Bluebeam. They're saying like drones practicing for Project Bluebeam, because if those two things fuse together, that means they can make anything happen in the sky.
Yeah.
Which means alien invasions, Jesus coming back.
Yeah.
Or God, I forget how it goes. Yeah, one of the two. But yeah. And it gets people in line when crazy shit in the sky happens. Giants, Attack on Titan can happen. Like whatever they can think of and make happen with billions of drones and holographics, people will fall in line here on Earth. So so that I love that theory, because I'm like, if I ever see an alien invasion, the first thing I'm gonna think is Project Bluebeam.
So
this isn't real. Where's Will Smith?
I mean, I feel like someone would have posted seeing something in the sky by now. And I don't mean UFOs, but
I would say people been doing that for. No, people posted seeing an entire city in the sky.
That one I missed.
Did you not see that one?
No, I missed that story.
Holy shit, man. Okay, now I realize this is the perfect episode for me, because I love shit like this. Shout out to a YouTube channel called The Y-Files, which does a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, but he debunks it. Like most of his episodes are like leading you right into it, like, yeah, that shit is real. Yeah. And he's like, well, actually, this is totally defuses it, but he, brings it. It's like this is the explanation for the conspiracy theory, like where it came from, the actual story, what it's inspired by.
Respect.
I thought he debunked the special effect. Like,
No. That's it. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So that was in China, and it was recorded from different angles, so multiple people saw it. But a city in the sky. Yeah.
Ooh. So this could tie into. It's not on my
Some
list.
Studio Ghibli shit. Yeah. What is it? Studio.
No, so you were right. Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli.
It's a long.
But I was going. I don't know if this is on anyone else's list, but there's a conspiracy theory about China's actual population.
Really?
I think it just came out. So I forgot where.
Their population is also in mass. I don't know if this is true.
Reverse pyramid?
Yeah.
Fucking wild. So
that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just we're already there.
Oh.
There's already
sounds frightening.
More older people than there is younger people to support Social Security or just even.
How are there more older people?
Because millennials aren't having kids.
I was about to say, how many kids do you have, Tommy?
I'm not doing it. So that's what we're fucking ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, yes and
do
no.
what you want to do. That's not an encouragement to have them.
Yeah. No, I mean, yes and no, because in the end, like, what's going to happen is like all these old people are going to just die, and
that typically is what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, and then like we're just going to be kind of like in this interesting, like almost column shaped, like space of population.
It's gonna be some children of men type shit. Or?
I don't know, man, but it's gonna be just kind of like I think we'll figure out a lot about ourselves and as a society when that happens.
When we're in charge.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's not what people want to hear, but
we are. Like,
no.
It's a lot of us.
Well, here's the thing: is that millennials as a culture are very like fun-loving, selfish, in the sense that
we are, and that's accurate as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
this motherfucker collects toys and got me collecting toys. Come on, man. We care about ourselves.
Considering the generation before us, I think we're less selfish.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
we get real.
Got money.
We got money, but we get real deep into our shit. It's like, what was the happiest time of your life? When I was a kid? Okay, video games and toys. I can afford it now.
Yeah.
All the video games and toys. And that's what we do. It makes us happy. I watch fucking old commercials to make me happy. Like, we are fucked up, really nostalgic, like selfish generation. We are.
I just meant in the sense that like I do understand that we didn't fuck the environment and the education system and the way all the other things that boomers
I will say
did.
we're not as bad as Gen X. That's
bro.
That is pure garbage water of a generation right there.
Boomers started it, but
they did. But their children suck too, which is us.
But
but we don't suck as bad as Gen X.
But I mean, for all the issues that you might say that our parents had or didn't have, they still like emptied a good part of their wallets in time for us. Like we, on the other hand, are like, nah, bro, I don't want it. For the most part, as a generation, we're like, I don't really want, because I know me and you have kids. But as a generation, we're like, nah, I don't know about that. I'd rather go to the.
It's for some of us. It's not that like
We got
I don't know
McDonald's
about
at home.
It's also like, bro, I live with you. If I had my own house, then maybe I'd be like, all right, you know what? A kid is in the cards right now.
That's a lot of space here.
I 100% agree. On the other end of the token, if we go back 100 years, it was definitely houses filled with like 20 Irish immigrants that were just like, all right, this is how we live. And I, on the other end of the token, if it's just like,
They owned that property that they were on, though. That land was theirs.
It wasn't great, but it was theirs.
I mean, do you want to get together with 19 other friends and buy a house in Austin? We might barely
what people
afford
are
it.
doing anyway.
How else are you gonna buy a house?
I was gonna say that's what people are doing anyways. It's like it's under one dude's name who's like the local like pothead who's like
Who's got the best
chill
credit?
with everybody, chill with everybody, and it's under his name, and then like everybody's like just
Everybody
Venmoing
Credit
his
Karma
fucking
right now.
Exactly. Everybody's just Venmoing.
That's
his
God
motherfucking
damn it,
money.
it's going to be on me.
That's the new pick and drawing straws. That's Credit Karma. See who's got the best credit. You're the
Knew I should have taken that trip to Vegas.
Put it all on black.
Are we up to me or you at this point?
I already went.
All right.
He went.
You're
Okay.
number 4. This is almost more compas at this point. We're just having fun.
Yeah, we're just winging it. We might not get through the list.
So mine's kind of on like similar par of like teleportation, different dimension or whatever. I don't remember the name of the project, but it's where they like blasted atoms at like light speed and
Oh, the Hadron Collider?
Hadron Collider. Yeah. So like there's conspiracy that the Hadron Collider was moved from the U.S. to Europe because the U.S. didn't want to be responsible for ripping a hole in space-time.
In case we created a black hole.
But they supposedly there's conspiracy that when it first happened here in the States, the reason they like transported it over there was because like it would be less collateral damage if like it blew up in the UK or wherever the fuck it is now. But also that they like were hearing like people's voices in the echo chamber of the collider after it was done with its explosion or whatever, and that people were hearing their like grandparents and their relatives who have passed away or whatnot, and that it's like they found heaven or whatever whatever the afterlife is.
Yeah.
And so like people were seeing or hearing like souls of voices of like the deceased. Yeah.
One of the explanations I heard is that when the atoms collided, right, and the potential black hole happened, instead the machine was destroyed, and there were ripples. There was a big shockwave, and so the sciencey sort of theory that I heard, pseudosciency sort of theory that I heard, was that like the universe was correcting itself. It wasn't going to allow a black hole to be created. So the shockwave ripples were like the dimensions converging, and that's why people were hearing voices and seeing stuff. It was from the shockwave of the universes.
So my brain, I didn't want to interrupt you because I was also eloquent, but I was like, oh, it's like Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah. And then Joe Giro was like, oh, so wow, they were nagged for their mistakes by like their ancestors.
See what you did now?
They created a fucking quantum singularity.
Let's continue.
Well, so and like I won't use it as another like number of conspiracy, but there's a second conspiracy that also went with that, and like all the crazy shit that we are hearing about now, like people like creating other conspiracies, flat earthers, whatever, is that there's a conspiracy that is like tangent to the collider that says all of the conspiracies you think are real, and it's because there was a black hole that happened, and it happened when the collider first
I heard that one.
happened,
Yeah, I heard,
and so we already went through a black hole, and we're now
that's why,
in a
like,
different
the
multiverse.
Mandela effect. That's why that's a thing. That's why, because it's stories like. I love shit like this. Like, this is a fun little guilty pleasure for me. So I watch like shit on this, and one is just like it's been like a multitude of like stories of people like, yeah, I took a route I take every day. And one day it was a town that I've never seen before. And I wanted to stop in it, but I drove through it, but something told me not to get out. Like an impulse told me not to get out because I didn't belong there. Yeah. Or like something felt so off that, this doesn't feel right. And people going back the next day, town's gone. And just like a momentary, I'm in a different dimension. And
I have a Mandela effect that I feel like is solely to myself, and it's a football one.
Okay.
I fucking could have, because Broncos fan, bro. Like, actually genuine diehard Broncos fan. I'm self-raised. Yeah. It's rough, but I'm enjoying it still. Like, you gotta love football. I 100% remember. Do y'all remember the Hawaiian center, Kevin Mawai? He played with the Jets and then the Titans, or vice versa, for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I could have fucking goddamn sworn he played one season with the Broncos. I fucking very clearly remember one season with Jake Plummer, and that was his last season, and that was when they went to the AFC Championship and lost, and then he retired. And lo and behold, he never played fucking down for the Broncos.
Really?
So on the note of like Mandela effect, being trapped in different. No. I just have a clip.
I got one I debunked today
because so supposedly these videos have to be faked. I don't know how they're faked. Yeah. But they just have to be faked. Like
with nothing around.
Yeah.
Talked about this.
Like this dude is
good, man. I don't know how he does this shit. Is he the one that went into the news station?
Yes. He walked in.
He did great with this.
This dude is walking through bookstores or everywhere that you would imagine that people are. This is like a quick fucking...
it's like liminal spaces. Something like that is this whole theory of like, sometimes you get stuck in between dimensions and this is what... It's nothing there. You're the only person there. Like, so that's that whole theory. So he plays on that very well.
I don't know how he exactly fakes this. Because some of them are like...
3 a.m. apparently is the key.
But some of these are like... Go into a bank and steal the money. So he walks right into a bank and then just takes $100 bills.
You shouldn't go into a news station. And he goes into a news station as a live broadcast. It's also happening. So his shit's going live as well as the news broadcast.
Well, so there is...
And he's there in the same studio.
So there is... I don't want to say it's a science, but I think it's like a...
Vanilla Sky, Joe. That,
I don't know what that is. What? The Tom Cruise movie? I don't know.
Yeah. Vanilla Sky. It starts with he's having a
Vanilla
nightmare
Sky.
And he's in Times Square. And
he's all by himself.
Empty.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know. But there's like a technique. It's like a spy technique or something where it's like you train yourself to be able to be like behind everybody.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's just placement of yourself to where like nobody ever sees you. And it's like something that I don't know the name to save my life, but there's like it's like a technique that spies do, and it's like you place yourself in points of time and like kind of adjust for people's habits, and it's like quick analysis of like a person's habit. Okay, that person's gonna do this, that person's gonna go this way, that person's body is turning this way, they're gonna go that, but their head's this way, so they're gonna follow their head. And so it's like just kind of placement of yourself so that you never get caught or see by like camera or person. So that would probably answer that, but that's fucking wild.
It just looks cool as fuck, and I never like believed them in the sense that I was like, ain't no fucking way you would spend your time getting TikTok clout for being stuck in another dimension.
But it's his only way out, Marco.
If his only way out is TikTok, dude, no one...
Good luck.
He's got to compete with OnlyFans chicks.
What's the latest dance craze? You got to compete with that to be saved from a different dimension. Good luck with that, man.
Hey, dude, I'm stuck in this other dimension while I'm hitting the gritty. Are we up to you, dude?
Yeah.
This gets a little confusing because we're all interjecting.
Well,
So I had to look up something on the fly because in this tangent that we went on, reminded me of the Japanese conspiracy theory of Inuaki Village. Inuaki Village is this village that doesn't exist. Like, you'll see pictures of like an entryway and there's a sign that says "Do not enter for the love of God." But the story is that like after the God damn it, when does Rurouni Kenshin take place?
Meiji era.
The Meiji era. There was one village in particular that was like, nah, fuck that. We're not gonna obey the government. So they seceded essentially, and they were like, we're gonna do our own shit. And the story goes that they started practicing the occult and getting into witchcraft and all this shit. And the people from that village from hundreds of years ago are still there because they got really good at practicing witchcraft and the occult bullshit. And so now, like, if you ever find yourself lost in Japan, like, you know, you're having a bad day or whatever, and you're just wandering, you might find yourself in the entrance to Inuaki Village.
Oh, interesting. So, like, myth and conspiracy.
Yeah.
So,
Silent Hill based on this.
no, I was about to say, fun fact about Silent Hill. It's based on a real city, but it's in America where there is a fire in a tunnel.
So,
What?
fun fact about that. Only the movie, the game not.
Yeah.
The creators of the game were like, nah, it's not really based on anything. We just thought we just needed to hide the load times of the PlayStation. The fact that a place like that exists is news to us. But the director of the Silent Hill movie was a native of Pennsylvania, which is where the town is, the one that has that constant fire under
Did you
it.
knew it too?
Yeah.
It's like some fire, some coal reserve under the ground.
I've heard of it.
Caught fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
So the
it just burns
director
continuously.
of the Silent Hill movie is from Pennsylvania and heard of that town. I was like, so I drew from that for the visuals
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah, just.
But the game itself isn't based on any town.
Okay. Yeah, it's still a creepy ass town.
So I don't have a big thing to point at for my number 3. It's just overall, like, I hope this grows a tangent, but it's just everything having to do with the Catholic Church and the occult. And I just mean, like, go any way that you want. That the Catholic Church has a book of every demon that's ever existed. That's a theory.
They
That
have video of heaven.
they have video of heaven.
Yeah,
So there's this guy.
Were they in the Hadron Collider?
No. So the theory is that the CIA was trying to invent a glass camera, a camera that you can't see. So, but they're like, there's no, science way to make an invisible camera.
The chronovisor, is that what you're talking about?
Probably, yeah. We
The
need
thing that
psychics.
you could go back in time and
No,
see
no,
video
no.
of it? Okay.
They got
No,
psychics.
not that one. This
You heard of that one? Yeah, okay.
Bro, I'm way deep into this. Let me cook. So they got this psychic to essentially astro project, but like they hooked his body up to shit, and the machine that they hooked his body up into could transmit whatever his astral projection was seeing. And supposedly they left him in the machine. They baked him a little too long.
Yeah.
And he died.
Oh, so it was Days of Future Past.
He died. He died for a little bit, and the theory says that he actually saw heaven, and the machine transmitted it. But the Catholic Church was like, "Send Section 13, send the vampires to get
Yeah.
that shit. We need to keep it in the vault. No one can see this except the Pope."
Along with like the Shroud of Jesus. Or with the imprint
Shroud
on
of
the face,
Turin.
yeah. But yeah, no, the chronovisor honorable mention is one too, where basically it's I don't know the whole thing of it. It's a camera that can see the past, and the Vatican has it. So
Oh, the pad. Okay.
yeah.
I
So
thought
they
there was
saw
one that it, like, I think we're talking about the same one, but I think I heard that it could see souls.
Oh no! I think this was different. This
Okay.
is the other one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This one, that.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the coronavirus, apparently it saw the crucifixion of Jesus, and it's a printing of the video that they saw from it, of the actual event, because it could go back in the past and somehow record those events, and is in the vaults of the Vatican, along with the missing pieces of the Bible.
Oh, the parts where
Jesus killed somebody? Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's the Romans made the Bible. Like, there's a whole bunch of like things, whether you believe or don't believe, but it was just like there was a lot of stories that are just like you subscribe to it or you don't, kind of. And then like the story of Jesus killing someone, like was one of the stories that it's like
as a teenager,
leave that one out. Well, because the Bible goes,
we got to edit this, right? So
because the Bible goes from him being 13 to 30, and they left out all the other stories. So there's a story. There's a lot of stories out there about, and I don't know if it's true. You got to believe or not believe, kind of thing. I'm not a believer, so in general, I just think he's a cool.
Respect to whatever.
I was going to say, not a believer in the church or not a believer in the story.
No, in Jesus, because
I'm right here, bro.
Here's what ruined my idea of Jesus. Sorry, guys, because I know Christmas is coming up. Is becoming friends with Jewish Pharisee.
Winter solstice is not.
No. Becoming friends with a Jewish Pharisee, where it's just like, it doesn't even fucking make sense that he died for your sins. It's like
none of that shit makes sense.
No. It's just
Sorry,
like
if you
believe
Why
it,
would you have to be baptized?
Why are you gonna look? I'm sorry.
I'm just talking about.
I gotta do it, and I'm sorry to do it on Christmas, but like, it doesn't make fuck. So you're gonna worship someone who impregnates a teenager and has them give birth to a child, and you're gonna off that child for you to die for other people's sins, and that's. Good guy.
And that person is
I can't
but also
vibe
like
with that,
it's-
you know. So like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it doesn't make much logical sense.
I mean,
I apologize and Merry Christmas.
I'm just a fan of politics, and
Right.
I'm a fan
100%.
of history. And then so this Jewish Pharisee was just like, hey, bro, everybody that's a Christian has had their book translated 6 or 7 times. The book was written in Latin. Then, do you speak Latin? No. But you know what? It has always been in the same language? Fucking Hebrew.
Yeah.
Guess what I can speak?
Yeah.
Fucking Hebrew. And when in Jewish culture or Jewish religion, when Jesus died, it wasn't because like any of this other dying for your sin shit. Our story is that he died because basically he was trying to lead this new kind of cult, which makes sense. It's in line with what was going on, but all these other kind of forgiveness, because the New Testament and the Old Testament don't exactly correlate for the most part. And it's just like, well, yeah, dude, anytime, it doesn't matter what the religion is. If it's just like, I worship Zeus and you worship Ares, I worship Odin, you worship Hera. Like, anytime someone conflicts, they're going to play a game to kill you. And that's what happened to Jesus. And I was like...
And David Koresh.
Yeah.
Oh man,
fucking left field. God damn. Yeah, man. No, I first off, I like in the
I don't default. You guys can believe everything is a jump.
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think in the philosophical and kind of like spiritual aspect of things, I believe in Jesus as like a being and as a person who existed.
existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but he was African. He was black. Like, you know, like
He had coarse hair.
Yeah, bro. It
That blonde
says,
hair, blue-eyed
bro,
shit.
get the
Come
fuck
on,
out.
man.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like
that-
Mexicans, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, you know, that's not.
He looks more like y'all.
Also, yeah, true, but
God damn.
yeah, nonetheless, the whole, like, we can get into the church.
That's a whole
another
nother
episode.
topic, yeah.
But the conspiracy of the church. This is like a moderate conspiracy, but also like there was like facts to it at so I've been watching Cold Case Files like on Netflix. I'm not the psycho who like enjoys like watching like true crime or anything. I like literally my intent in watching is because I have become so like fucking just like realistic in my mind that there's like near no hope in fucking people that I'm like,
I've been there,
bro.
been there.
And so like
Yeah,
I watched
been
this
there,
for like the hope that there's like some kind of justice for some people who've been wrong.
It's not.
And like, you know, whatever.
The world's
but
fucked.
Isn't it? Here's a weird tangent on that tangent, and I'm sorry, and we'll go right
It's
back.
okay, yeah, you're good.
But it's just kind of like, isn't it like kind of weird sometimes, where it's just like, damn, like Dahmer is a fucking monster, but he makes a lot more sense, like in the sense that it's just like, I don't know, dude. I get pleasure from fucking eating people. All right, fucking weirdo, we're gonna kill you. Like that at least is solvable versus like, hey guys, let's all, I don't know, pick a number because we are not gonna agree. Even if you get say 50 people, hey, all 50 people, let's try to make a better place. And here's the issue with global warming. Well, it's not real. Like I can't. I understand we've had 120 days of 100-degree weather, but I can't see heat.
In the middle
I
of
can't,
January.
I'm like, bro, I'm sweating my balls off. It's fucking like about to be Christmas. Like,
90 and I'm wearing
Dog.
shorts and a tank top.
yeah.
Like and that's okay, fine. You don't believe in global warming. All right, hey, Israel Palestine, like not something that can super easily be solved, but still it's just like, hey guys, you guys believe this, you guys believe that, like what's the middle ground here? Nothing.
It's crazy.
What's
But-
the middle ground? No. Yeah, like, that's what we are, man. That's why I said, like, look, it may sound like I'm incredibly cynical saying, yeah, it's just fucked. It kind of really is.
Oh, bro,
The most fucked
100%.
Look, in my 37 years of being here, it's the most fucked it's ever been. So I can say that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just do you and try to be as happy as you possibly
I was about to say, to go on this dark train, like
Yeah. We're here. Toot.
Yeah, I was about to say we on it. First class, baby.
Trump is probably going to win the Republican nomination.
100%.
He's trolling.
Get help from Colorado.
He's polling higher than Biden for some fucking reason. I don't know.
Oh, bro, no, he's gonna win.
Yo, absolutely.
Oh, he's gonna win.
on
No,
track
like the
to
reality of it is he's gonna win.
And
all the polls say so, at least. I mean,
yeah, I can't disagree.
Whatever
I
you
can't
put
disagree either.
those, yeah.
Because people are focusing on whatever they want to focus. This isn't a political podcast today. we'll have time.
we need to
I don't
bring
know,
back
man.
an episode of your
I'm
old-
about to say
your
some
old
bad
show.
shit about the government.
Well, that's fine.
But it's just kind of like, dude, this is just the extremes of like how we're trying to solve things, and like no one's being any kind of reasonable. Yeah, I get it to a degree.
No rationale.
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, it's just it's one extreme. Everyone's dug in, man. So
Yeah, man,
that
you're
puts
in
you
your
a very
camp
bad
and like
place.
you fucking stake tent and you've like you ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
That's it. Yeah,
Nope,
you're
I'm-
squatting now.
Unmovable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but so like the reason I brought up this cold cave files and how it correlates to church and whatnot is that so there's like conspiracy that people talk about how like the Vatican is so powerful and like has its hands in everything. Well, so one of these cold case files happened in McAllen, Texas. So like down the valley.
Yeah.
And so there was a young woman who went to confession. She was super religious and she like went missing. They found her body, found like evidence, blah, blah, blah. Down the line, they obviously found out it was the priest who she went to confession to. And he did like super fucked up shit. And then when they like finally arrested him 30 odd years later, and this was like in 2015. No, this happened in 2020 because his court case was during the pandemic. But they found out that the reason why he was, even though there was so much proof and it like scratches on him showing like defensive, marks or whatnot, was because the sheriff deputy of McAllen, Texas had gotten letters directly from the Pope and the Vatican that said, hey, this is happening at a very important time for Catholic history. JFK is about to become president. If we find out, and if it gets out that a Catholic priest did this, it's going to be the end to the Vatican and the end to Catholicism. And so it was like there was a Catholic Texas governor or something like that, or lieutenant governor, who I think was also being voted in that year. And then, of course, JFK. And so they were like, keep this under wraps, do whatever you have to do to make it disappear, but like, as far as you can tell, it didn't happen. And so I was like, bro.
Well, that's exactly what I mean about like
accurate.
you don't need to
100%.
fucking believe aliens and lizard people are
100%.
manipulating
That's one of the
society.
truest.
Yeah, because
now look, you saw what the fuck they covered up for years.
Oh, bro. 100%.
You know, like,
well, and then,
ain't
like,
still being more shit discovered from that shit. So it's just
100%.
like, yeah, that's
100%.
absolutely fucking
bro,
believable.
the fact
yeah.
that fucking Stasner, who was like a staunch, like, right hand to Hitler, has a granddaughter who is still in parliament for fucking Uruguay, like, bro,
not
fuck
heavily-
you.
not widely known.
like,
yeah,
but like, I you know, subscribe to the whole like Hitler probably like got away into Latin America. Like, I subscribe to that. That's one of mine. Like that's what like
That one's
spoiler
on
alert.
mine.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
we won't
We
share
can-
that
yeah,
one.
we can talk about
we won't
it
get
together.
too much in depth. We'll go back.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah,
just to
but-
turn this on a very cheery, I say cheery in quotation marks, but about the Catholic Church knowing shit that we don't know. One of my favorite things about the Catholic Church fighting demons and knowing all this other shit and having secret things and manipulating the government is that there was a bishop in Mexico just randomly got asked, and this was a random thing on Primer Impacto, and he randomly got asked because it was during the Chupacabra uprising of 1996.
Yeah, I was about to say back in the 90s.
Yeah. So they randomly asked him, it's like, hey, do you think the Chupacabra is real? And then he said, it's all real. Chupacabra, Bigfoot, Nessie, all those things are demons and angels, and they're all doing combat. They go in and out through our realm. Yep. They come in through portals and they leave through portals, and that's why, like, you'll never find a body. You'll never find a body of Bigfoot or Nessie or anything like that, but you'll always see them for a little bit because those are just demons and angels coming in and out of our world. And it's always been, me watching that as a fucking 9-10-year-old child, fucking scared of the Chupacabra to go home at night. I was like, okay, fuck you, thanks.
Because it's skinwalkers, man. Like, that's what it is, man. Fucking
that included in it.
Don't whistle at night.
Hey,
don't whistle at night.
Well, we were told not to whistle at night because the lechuzas would,
chuzas. Which is interesting because those are like the story behind that like changes depending how north or south you go between like the U.S. and Mexico. Because like the further south you go, like the owls are like sacred. But
really, I had never heard that in my entire life till right now.
Yeah. The further south and the further indigenous you get into like the jungles.
So like is there even owls in Chiapas and Oaxaca?
Desert owls.
It's the rainforest at that point.
Oaxaca?
Well, Chiapas for sure.
Chiapas. I mean, I would imagine.
I don't fucking know. I'm legit asking.
Yeah, no.
I just know as far as like the further south you go, that's where you get into like jaguar territory.
Yes, no, of course. Yeah.
Where they filmed fucking Predator.
Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Like OG Prey. Yeah, I thought you were talking about like Prey, the new one.
No.
But no. I was like, what? No, it wasn't. Yeah.
Wow, that actually does kind of go full circle for that movie. Yeah.
For real. Wild. Prey was dope.
But yeah, no, that's always been one of my favorite like monster conspiracy theories. That's just like because there are stories. Skinwalker Ranch didn't exactly make it.
Yeah.
Is it on yours?
I've seen Skinwalker Ranch, and that was one of mine. Yeah. So we'll
okay.
talk about, yeah.
Good.
All right, well,
I like
that the National Park
That's a good
one?
No, we'll go back. It's on his list.
We'll talk about it.
But on to yours.
Mine. Okay. Shout out to the coronavirus.
What are we on? 3 or 2? 2 or 3? 3.
Three.
Okay. 3.
So my next one is I actually had to pull an article up for this because it's so much shit. It's the Denver International Airport is the hub of society.
I told JJ this was on my list, and then
Was it?
No, but I deleted it because I don't know enough. I just know that how scary it is
so
to a lot of
much
people.
that I had to like. It's literally like a list of
pretty
things
intense.
because it's a lot of shit.
The Obama time?
I don't know if that one's even.
Well,
I didn't even
Obama,
get that one.
Obama in Denver?
Yeah. What you got?
Well, do you
tell me. 'Cause
No, okay.
it's not on mine.
Well, but if you got the Denver airport, it feeds into that. So,
okay.
Yeah, you talk
also,
about.
I'll kick it off then.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, like it's artistic clues because they have a great art collection.
Yes.
Which they shouldn't have. It's fucking Denver. Like people are like, it's way too big. It's shit like that. It's a
It's
big
got
ass
halls
horse.
that lead to nowhere.
Halls that lead to nowhere. Apparently, underground tunnels galore. That big ass horse is apparently like a sign of something.
It's the fourth horse of the apocalypse.
Yeah. So like, and it's really big, and it is frightening. It's huge, and it's scary, and it's unnecessary, Denver. But the artistic clues are like artistic clues of the apocalypse, how everything will end, apparently.
Yeah.
So if you piece that shit together, good for you. Underground bunkers, like I was saying, which includes like aliens are involved. The aliens,
Supposedly, yeah.
Yep, down there. What else we got here? Nazi runaway sites are under there. Remote locations where they hid Nazis in the Denver in the
Go
area.
fucking figure.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, there you go. And so yeah, no, that was all I had. It's a lot more though. It said so. Like it's a ton of shit with this fucking airport, and it's very bizarre, and people don't like it. But was the Obama?
Well, so I'm trying to. I don't remember exactly what year. It was like 2016, 2017, something like that, where Obama was in Denver, and apparently, like, the word was that he got like held up at the airport, and so like he, lost luggage or whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, like what the fuck the president gets stuck at an airport for? So but he like got
How
stuck
the fuck
in.
does Air Force One lose luggage?
Yeah, exactly my point. But like he got like stuck at Denver airport for like X amount of time.
Yeah.
And apparently it was simultaneously that NASA realized that there was a Earth-ending asteroid that was flying by, and
apparently it's a bunker.
yeah, and so like that was one of the things was like, when they were first building it and constructing it, like there was so much money that was like lost into the development of it, and that they dug like too deep for like piping or whatever else, and so there's like supposedly bunkers that are like world-ending protective bunkers for
its
leaders.
location also, the fact it's in where it's at in Colorado.
Exactly. Yeah, like you got the Rockies
It's
on
a
one
safe
side. You got,
spot.
you
So
got
it's like
bro, come on.
a part of this fucking conspiracy theory. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Like it is really fucking weird that they put all this effort into Denver's airport.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a lot of weird shit.
I mean,
the Illuminati aspect, I don't know. But like just the weird shit, like maybe it's more than what it seems. Because I've always been a believer of the like, don't try to hide, blend in type aspect of things. Like if you're trying to hide something, the safest way to hide something is to blend in.
Oh, yeah.
With everyday life.
100%. Because
people will be looking elsewhere. They're not going to look in a fucking airport for things.
That's kind of why I
So
believe.
yeah, no, it's that one's weird to me.
Satanists are kind of stupid. I mean, maybe there's real Satanists out there.
Oh,
but like, I mean,
The Satanic Panic kind of Satan?
no. I mean,
Ironic Satanists are amazing.
I mean, modern
do it to freak people
Satanists
out.
kind
so
of
like
thing.
people who are like the trolls kind of Satanists.
No, like
No, I like those.
I was gonna say, like,
the
those guys are pretty
trolls. They're
cool, man.
No,
Like-
I just mean in the sense that they're stupid in the sense that it's just like for Christians to be like so recently, I think it was in Idaho, they knocked over a satanic thing, a satanic statue.
Okay.
But I'm like, bro, that statue was a mannequin and it was covered in fucking glitter. Like it was the dumbest. Like that's why I thought the Satanic Church was
Wasn't
dumb.
a real statue. Yeah.
No, it wasn't a statue. It was like a mannequin. But like, I had actually a friend that's super Christian, and I was just like, all right, whatever, bro. You're
Just put a
fucking dumb.
dumb Satanist and a dumb Christian in a room. And just see what happens.
Funny thing is, I don't know if you get too many dumb Satanists because like
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, yeah, like
because a lot of it is just trolling.
oh yeah,
And it's
100%.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first
needs to
law of the Satanic Church is don't be ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which
no,
is
this
great,
is the statue
because-
they knocked down.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, dude, that's
It's like a fucking mosaic collage kind of thing.
Yeah,
the
Oh,
fuck?
that's not a fucking
That's a
statue.
Diablo loading screen, bro.
Come on.
yeah. and-
Diablo 1. I'm not
And all they did was like push it over, and I'm like, this is dumb as fuck. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
It's a flying fuck.
But it's just kind of one of those things that I do like the satanic temple does things like, hey, abortion is a right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It's funny.
On the other end of the spectrum, I'm still just kind of like, you guys, they're not actually worshiping Satan.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
yeah, no, we're saying this as like, yeah, it's funny because it riles people up.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
Yeah.
So like those quote unquote Satanists, yeah, it's fun. Like, yeah, because it's dumb. Jesus.
I mean, I'm not gonna subscribe to a religion that was made in 1973, but like, if I was,
My dude that was high off his ass.
Oh, big time high. Yeah.
but actually, the Denver airport was yours, wasn't it?
Well, no, that was his.
All right.
I mean, I have to talk about like because it also again tangentially kind of like feeds into it. But yeah, Hitler. I think like. I'm sorry because I know.
No.
but
Yeah, we can share.
Yeah, we can go off it.
The reason I like this one is stupid, and so I'm gonna just like completely derail the conversation.
It's been derailed. Every tangent that we've had, it's almost like we're drinking whiskey. I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
We can go to commercial break on mine. It'll be a moment of levity.
Man, I don't know. I kind of subscribe to like the Hitler got away kind of thing. And I only do that because like there's no easy way to say it, but like he was like a genius. And like unfortunately the tortures and like a whole bunch of the evil fucking experiments that he did, there's like an extreme amount of like current day like scientific practices that we learn from those things.
Yeah.
But that's also why like they saved a lot of those like lieutenants and generals from his
A lot
army
of
and whatnot.
immunities being given.
Yeah, exactly.
We wouldn't have gotten to the moon without rockets.
Exactly, unfortunately. So I think there was most likely because I mean reality is we've seen it within like our lifetime within the past like 30-40 years in the Middle East. You go and you put somebody like Osama bin Laden in power, you go and put Saddam Hussein in power, and then you demonize them and say, oh, they're fucked up, but like we put them there,
Right, yeah.
So I can see that like at some point in the past, like obviously you don't have, internet, you don't have phones, you don't have any of that. So it's easy to disappear a person. It's like so fucking easy to disappear a person and kind of just like fake fraud some things out and, whatnot. And
Well, the only people that claim that like they were there for Hitler dying are the Soviets. And they're like, oh, we killed Hitler in this bunker, no one was there, or he killed himself, but it was in this bunker no one saw, and we didn't get to his body. It was burnt, but we got it.
It was cremated, but we found this hand.
So, I don't know. It's too many what ifs, and obviously we'll never fucking know, right? Probably. But unless we use that, like, seeing in the past, camera.
The
coronavirus. There you go, that one, yeah. But no, I don't know. U.S. and Nazis are kind of like intertwined at some point in history.
Well, even if you go before Hitler and everything else, the whole idea of eugenics is a very American idea.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, like, this is a part of history that everyone seems to forget. The only reason the Nazis came into power was because they hated the communists more.
Yeah.
It was like, well, we can pick between the Nazis or the commies. And we're going Nazi.
You may need to fact check me on this. I may be wrong, but Salt Crystal is saying not a conspiracy, but most presidents and politicians are related. I think if I'm not wrong, it's just Obama and Trump that aren't.
Obama was. Yeah, because his
the Lincoln.
Well, no, so Obama was related because his father's. No, I'm sorry.
His mom.
His mother.
Yeah,
his mother was.
Yeah, no, he's in there too.
Yeah.
So I think it's only.
So it's just Trump.
It's only Trump. Yeah. And it's only Trump because his father recently, or his his grandfather recently immigrated from like Russia or something like that.
He was an evil piece of shit too.
Yeah.
But no, that's accurate. That's really fucking strange.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And then, I'm sorry. And then I think every presidency except for Trump also were descendants of slave owners.
Which is ironic as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the
But again,
first
it's
fucking guy I would
because
expect.
Trump's grandfather came over from Russia.
Like a default.
Yeah.
Just so happens that was the case.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So,
He would own, I guarantee you he would want to own some now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trump's dream is to own slaves. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't know if this is true. Obviously, it's not true for Trump because I know too much about Trump, and I don't think he went to Harvard. But like the whole skull and bones.
Oh, the skull and bones.
Skull and
Yeah,
Bones.
it's like, how many
what's
are a
that?
part of it? It was
It's
like
a lot.
Yeah, right?
A
Like
lot,
an
yeah.
enormous
That, like
amount.
Bohemian Gale or
Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove.
But so I didn't
That's
include.
after they graduate from
I didn't
school.
include Bohemian Grove because I think it's just rich people doing rich people shit.
Yeah.
Is that
But
the one in the red?
yes,
Redwoods?
Yeah, it's one of
yeah.
the Redwoods, yeah. Like
Dude, have you ever seen the
Clarence Thomas.
footage though?
No,
Reagan
that shit's
and-
fucking. Yeah, Reagan.
Yeah. No, it's like one
JFK
video
was
of
there.
it. Yeah. It's one video that someone snuck of it, and it's creepy as shit. But like,
Here's my thing, because apparently it still happens. How
Yeah.
the fuck did somebody not, or has somebody not gotten a drone in there now? Like,
it's Redwoods. You get caught up, right?
supposedly
yeah, but
they
come on, bro.
I know,
Like,
it
take
has to
you
be
out.
Deep in there.
that's the theory that
I'm waiting for Joe Rogan to
film it,
stop
they take
talking,
you out.
and then I know there's footage. Like everything, God damn it! Why do you gotta edit it like this? But everything about it, because it's filmed with a '90s fucking camcorder, is creepy as shit.
It's very weird. Is that a flare?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's maybe a firework. God damn, Joe
Yeah, we
Rogan.
don't need Joe Rogan.
I gotta love and hate with Joe Rogan, man.
So here's the thing: I do like Joe Rogan when it comes to UFC commentary.
100%.
When it comes to his openness to talk to people, because he does challenge Ben Shapiro quite a bit, who's a conservative he has on. But I do think that it is a little bit liberals' fault. That's just like, oh, you're a racist piece of shit. You're doing this, you're doing that, and it's just like you've completely pushed on one side of the camp.
Oh, he dropped nigga one too many times. Yeah.
Yeah. That was in his early years or recently?
That was like, as far as I know, no, I thought it was way
early?
before. Yeah, it was
I don't
way
know.
early. But it was still kind of one of those things where it's just kind of like they pushed Joe
Which
Rogan.
doesn't give a pass, by the way.
No.
Doesn't give a pass.
No.
You know, yeah.
But I was just saying that as far as it comes to Joe Rogan's whole thing, that it's just kind of like, he used to have everyone on. He used to have Bernie Sanders on, and then he would have Ben Shapiro on. I can deal with that kind of like, I just want to hear what you got to say. I can't deal with like, you haven't had a liberal or a leftist person on in 3 or 4 years at this point just because you got pushed out of that camp because people wanted to cancel you.
Well, I think it also plays into like, I mean, and I'm just gonna be honest. I like, as somebody who just like hates both sides. Like, I think fucking way too many liberal Democrats are just fucking retarded, man, and like fucking stupid. And I don't think that they're willing to actually go to these things and sit down with him that, you know, puts him into these positions. Because, you know, I've seen enough of him to think that like he's not the smartest guy in the room by any means.
He literally calls himself stupid on his own podcast all the time.
Yeah, but he's like, his willingness to listen and learn is what I do acknowledge and do respect. And I mean, I feel like at some point, you know, Democrats have just kind of wrote him off and just said like, this guy's a fucking moron. You know, we're better than he is, and like have the whole fucking like,
Well, that goes back to our Turning Red podcast, where it's just like liberals have this purity test where it's just like, dude, you're gonna write so many fucking people off and turn somebody. That's literally 100%. All it comes down to. Why 100%. Trump is gonna beat Joe Biden next year?
100%.
Because it's like you have to reach all these buckets to be a good person on that side, and then on the other side, it's just kind of like.
You hate the other side?
100%. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because, like, honestly, when it comes to the facts, like, I have no idea what Trump would run on in a completely fucking rational society. The economy is doing way better. What was the unemployment rate? 3.2, 3.1?
I mean, I got a job.
Like, shit's still expensive, but overall,
Well, and even then they have somewhat tapered off and plateaued the
Inflation rate is going down. Yeah.
Gas is
eggs went back.
fucking what, 260?
It was 256 at the gas station.
Bro,
76,
and get this shit. So
us.
also,
California's back.
well, yeah, but also fuck California. Sorry guys, I'm Sam.
You're
Sorry.
good.
Yeah,
He won't listen to this.
sorry, Sam.
Yeah.
No, but so for those of us who are from Austin or who like, you know, watch who live in Austin, have been here at least 10 plus years, whatnot, I had no fucking idea that Google Maps has a street view, but then a timeline on it.
Oh,
So
I didn't know
you can
that.
See shit from like 2007. Oh, bro,
looks
that was the
vastly
most fucking depressing shit. Because a friend
It
of mine,
looks horrible.
bro, a friend of mine was asking me about this one spot. I was like, bro, that's not what it used to be. And he was like, no, I'm pretty sure. I was like, if I could, I'd show you. And he was like, oh, yeah, you can. And he was like, show me. I was like, oh, cool. Let me
Little
fucking
time
show you.
machine.
And then I showed him, and I was like, yeah, and I was like,
Google invented it.
yeah, and I showed him, and I was like, oh, bro, this just did not make me happy. But the reason I bring it up is because in the picture, it was a gas station, and the fucking gas was $2.59. And I was like, bro, holy shit. We're
That was
kind of leveled out.
expensive.
Yeah, but that was expensive
That
back
was
then.
at its like highest back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
And so I was like, damn,
Well,
he's like
I
tapered
think
off.
the
And that was
Republicans-
2007, so like,
I was about to say, I think the Republicans lost the election in 2008 because we were like, gas is too high. Let's try the
Why
other.
is that always a fucking game? It's gonna do that regardless. Make better choices. Fuck,
But
man.
Once
Also
again, I said,
goes
if you
to
get
show-
50 of us in a room, we're not going to agree on shit.
yeah.
Especially not now.
Here's
Like,
the problem. Like,
terrible.
all right, so this podcast is what, 7 or 8 people?
Right.
Hey guys, let's meet up on the weekend. I don't know.
How many of y'all are there?
I mean, you're part of us now,
Oh, am
by
I?
the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it still comes down to a fact that there's
Oh.
like 8. And then it's just kind of like if we were so Sam next month will be like, hey, let's have a carne asada. We're gonna go to the fucking Brazilian steakhouse, and he'll be like,
nice.
he'll
Never
be
been.
like, well, you can come next month. And he'll be like, hey, let's get all together. And then like it was supposed to be like last week, but then it came down to like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have the money like right before. And then Tommy's doing this, and TJ is getting ready to save money for Michaela's birthday. It just comes down to that. I mean, Tommy has been trying to have a welcome home to his new house
months.
for 2 months. It's
Trying to
just
get
how
everybody together and no one's ever, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll get you home.
Get invited too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cool. Fuck yeah.
well on
I'll
to
bring you
less
some home.
social matters and onto JJ's.
Oh, well, I'm with him on the Hitler and Argentina thing.
Yeah.
The only... So here's my...
Oh, Argentina. I heard Brazil.
No, Argentina's one.
Argentina's
I'm
what
going
I
with
heard.
Argentina. Yeah.
But that's also comes down
But
to like
They're
reverse
close enough.
racism.
Also...
Reverse racism and racism because Argentinians are like, fuck all these other.
Yeah. I was about to say, like,
Argentinians
have you
are
ever
just
talked to an
Italian.
Argentinian?
Yeah, bro, they're just Italian who speak Spanish. Like,
They're all these super fucking hoity-toity.
First off, okay, do yours, and then I get something. About Argentina.
I can dunk on Argentina all day. Come on.
So Argentina. So how fucking racist and like genocidal these motherfuckers are. So they stopped doing a census back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, because they figured out that the practices socially and economically that they were doing worked so well that the population of indigenous peoples went from like 80% to like point something within the span of like 20 years.
Jeez.
Bro, fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Fuck
Agreed.
Sorry.
No, well, here's a weird sports note because we're on the sports show. Well, you guys are not, but you're always welcome to come if you want to, as a Broncos fan. But
I'm not.
you don't give a fuck about sports.
A Broncos fan, I meant.
Are you a Broncos fan now?
I will be now.
All right. Anyway, side note. During the World Cup, they were just, you get to interview people and see how racist random people are.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because it's not just because Argentina always has Mexico's number, and I'm fucking tired of it because I've seen that happen for 20 years. But it also comes down to a point where if Argentina plays anyone else from South America to Mexico, they're just fucking monkeys. And it's only made extra angry by their biggest rival being Brazil, which is a country that's
So in my job, I had to train the AI, the machine, because I work in video games and I work in a very popular online video game space. And specifically, since I speak Spanish, I had to train the AI to learn to recognize Spanish insults so that, because we just get bombarded with reports.
Of course,
and
of course.
For one person to review each one of these by hands, it's undoable. We just need to teach the machine to recognize, what does chinga tu madre mean?
yeah.
Is it bad? Yes. Okay, cool. There were so many from South America, Argentina, Chile, not just Argentina, to be fair. It was Chile and all Peru. Anytime they were lumped in with a Brazilian player, I'd see monkey, macaco, chango, mono, all this shit. It all means the same stuff. And it's do you mean the actual monkey avatar in the game, or do you mean because you're playing against a Brazilian?
Is there a monkey race? And sorry, I that's not a PC question in real life. It's a legitimate question in his game that has fucking panda people.
It was Overwatch.
Okay. Oh,
there's a gorilla.
Oh.
Interesting. I can see how that's a delicate game.
It was
very fine line.
It took me a while to recognize. Oh, he wasn't playing Winston. He's
cool.
He's just Brazilian.
Cool.
Got it.
Well, fuck.
Right. So I believe Hitler escaped to Argentina, but the reason I believe I like this one is because Liam Neeson was in Schindler's List. He is now making action movies, so I want him to star in Schindler's List 2, Hit List, where he's Oscar Schindler's older brother, Otto Schindler.
Twin brother, yeah, sure. Years later, finds out this conspiracy theory is a thing. Hitler escaped to Argentina, so he flies to Argentina. He's taking liberties with a true story.
And exacts vengeance. Finishes the job his brother started.
I don't want to harsh your mellow too much, but the Munich games exist, right?
Yes.
Munich games?
It's literally, I don't know how true it is because I never saw it, but I did see the movie where so the Munich games is about a whole bunch of Nazis killing a bunch of Jews, and then Jewish Special Forces kills a whole bunch of Nazis for the rest of them.
Inglourious Bastards.
Real. It's a true story.
But
I just don't know how true.
So
it has to be based on some similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Inglourious Bastards was
Munich,
loosely.
No, Inglourious Bastards is not new. Not. It's probably true in the sense of because so
it actually happened. There was a hostage crisis where I don't know.
But that's the Munich games.
Munich for sure. Yeah.
But I'm saying when it comes to did the Inglourious Bastards exist? It probably is true in the sense. So World War II, we were really dumb, and I mean in the sense that it's just
still kind of are.
Anything to motivate you to fight. So literally, let's say we were fighting the ultimate evil, Nazis, as we've discussed. But it's just an army recruiter walking the room is like, "Hey, sir, how would all four of you like to be in the same unit?" Sure, maybe. And if you're 18, of course.
Yeah.
And that's what would happen is whole city blocks would fight each other, but also when it comes to what the military does now versus what it did then, that would never happen today. because it's just like if we get into a battle and JJ gets shot, it would affect me a lot more than random ensign gets shot.
Right.
Random
Dude, I
ensign.
just met 5 minutes ago.
Yes, that's exactly what the Army tries to do. They literally won't let you stay in the same base for longer than 3 years, because after that, it's just like, all right, you're too familiar. Go.
Yeah.
Damn. That's wild. That's like complete opposite of like Spartan rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It
Holy
went the
shit.
other way.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because Spartans were all gay, and then
Yeah.
that's a different kind of. That goes beyond the bond of what you expect to have.
Yeah. Wild. Holy shit.
But yeah, I want Schindler's List too.
Interesting. Great concept. Great concept.
Right, yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna
I thought
take
it was
a
good. Spielberg, call me.
quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, it's me, coming to you live from California on Tundras. Did you know that there are some people that are not satisfied with the love making that they're making out there in the making to make love? Well, guess what? We at themexcellence, we make sure that we promote all of the best love making and all the best love from people's hearts. But you know what? Sometimes you just need that extra boost, that extra performance boost. So we've partnered with our friends at Joy Mode to get you that sexual performance booster. These little packets, you put it in some water, and it really gets the blood going. Now, here's the thing, folks. I'm traveling about. I have my experiences that I need to have, and I like to think that I perform at a high level, but you can always take it to the max. So I used the sexual performance booster recently, just on the off chance that I might have relations, and I felt amazing. My body was just like, ooh. I mean, I really can't put it in a PG-13 ad to tell you how I was feeling. So let me just go ahead and give you what I was feeling. Ooh. So you can get Joy Mode today as well using coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping. That's usejoymode.com/MEX20 or go to joymode.com and use coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping everywhere. So get that sexual performance booster. Get your love life the way you want your life to be boosted. And get 20% off doing it. That's a great deal, isn't it? I'm telling you, all the way from California. I had to preach the good word. I stole some of the packets from our freebie pack. They didn't know I was going to do that, but I did. And I feel great. So, if you want a natural performance booster that's not going to give you a big old headache like those weird boner pills at the gas station, be sure to use Joy Mode. Use our coupon code MEX20 to get 20% off and free shipping off everything at joymode.com. All right, everybody, back to the show. Hope you enjoy this really long one. I saw what they did. It's really long.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have a special announcement here to y'all. So Manscaped was very nice to give me this ultra smooth package. I've never used it. As you can see, the stickers are still on it and shit. So if you guys want it, all you have to do from here on out, from the first person, we have a lot of viewers in the audience, to guess the temperature in the room gets it. I just checked the thermostat, and I know what it is.
Do you
Feels
want me
better
to
than
give
it
the
used to.
underarm check so you can see?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, yeah, them pit stains are there. Go ahead and guess.
Meanwhile, on this side of the table,
He's got a hoodie on.
You know, you complained at
This shit's nice.
first. Yeah.
Oh,
get
genius
it now.
monster. Cold. Way too
None
cold.
of you are right. The first person to guess it, I will call out. You also got to drop a sub to get it. Two things. Only two things. Drop a sub, guess the temperature. I will say 69 is too low, 77 is too high.
They did 69 just to be funny.
it was.
It was. We all giggled and
None of you have dropped a sub, so that does not matter.
And you can drop the number, then the sub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, going on to my number two. This has been something alluded to in the chat.
I don't want it.
Maggie, you also invited to the housewarming party.
I will say one of the numbers in the chat is already correct. You just need to drop a sub. Anyway, going back to the next thing. My number 2 on the list. This is something that has already been alluded to. It's lizard people. It's actually my number 2.
End of a friendship. It's crazy. on my like life bingo list, I would have never.
So
2 friends.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, seriously, you guys got any flies?
So I had a friend in the army that was fucking weird, but he literally lectured me once on these are the 5 races that have invaded Earth and that live among us. And like he's given me a lot of shit. He's told me a lot of things, but like when he told me lizard people were one of the 5 races and they're evil as fuck, and then it grows into the like anytime somebody blinks weird in the
So
fucking.
you 2 have had a friendship be basically ended.
Blinks weird.
Well, I never told him he was dumb to his face, but he.
Stop hanging out with him.
I definitely stopped hanging out with him.
That's what I'm saying.
But he also completely fucking understood when people didn't believe him.
Okay, well that.
Okay, so he was he was like spatially
Like
aware.
Blinks weird
Yeah.
how?
So you can't do this because you're not a lizard. You got to blink with third eyelids
It's third eyelids.
in.
It's Men in Black style.
Hang
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Nah. Nice try.
Damn it. I had you going there.
But it's always been one of my favorite things, and it comes from like another weird conspiracy theory that I don't believe in, and it's Hollow Earth. The lizard people came from the Earth, and then they're like, "Oh, we're taking back what's ours." But it's always been like, this is so hilarious because it leads to like anytime someone steps weird, anytime someone blinks weird, let alone recorded weird because they're fucking being recorded with cell phones from a football field away.
After Effects does exist. You gotta put that out there.
But yeah, man, lizard people has always been hilarious to me.
Interesting.
It is pretty funny. Like
yeah.
it's pretty extreme to me. Like that's I will put that in the extreme category of conspiracy.
I do like
theory.
that one. It could be mole people. It could be crab people.
Could be crab people. Why not?
I think
what's the difference?
Yeah, I think in the end we just gotta all pull like the thing move and just like get a little bit of blood, put like a hot end to it, and just see if it
Are
reacts.
you a
and,
lizard person? Or
Yeah,
So,
100%.
supposedly, to my friend that was an alien expert, they can replicate human blood. That won't work.
Oh, that's convenient as fuck. Yeah.
Oh, so they're like scrolls.
Yeah, they're scrolls. Green people
Yeah.
that can change
Okay,
into
so then
anything,
what if
they
we
are
just
scrolls.
kill them and then we'll see if they revert back?
Can they die? Yeah, is that a thing? If we
They can die.
kill them,
They're flesh and
but will
blood.
they revert back to their lizard
Well,
form?
wasn't that miniseries V?
Oh my God, V! They did it again. They did it in like the
Yeah.
early 2000s
Yeah,
again too.
but, like,
yes, it was. That is accurate.
When you
V
kill
was
them,
very popular
they
in the
change
80s.
back to like their lizard form, don't
So
they?
do scrolls.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they said, speaking of lizard people and Brazilians in the TV show. Not my words. The TV show V, the queen of the lizard people, is played by Deadpool's girlfriend, who is Brazilian.
All right, but I'm not sure which comment is funnier. If you believe in aliens, it's not that extreme. True. They have plot armor, I guess. They have plot armor, I guess, huh?
Nice.
Well, and, I mean, never do this. 100%. I will say this. Don't ever do this. But that's where the idea of what's the alien movie with Roddy Piper?
Oh, they live.
Oh,
They live
okay.
like, oh, I'm just going on a rampage, killing reptilians.
These glasses on.
Let's have a 14-minute fight. So oh, I love that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies. It probably isn't what he meant to write in the sense of the
John
way
Carpenter?
that, in the sense that we take it today, kind of thing.
It's very convenient. I mean, it's very relevant today, I feel.
But yeah, the whole idea of like, oh yeah, no, there's all these aliens are amongst us, and if I don't like you, you're just one of them. Like, that is the racial or extreme of beliefs that you should never take conspiracy theories to ever.
Yeah. Don't go killing people.
For the love of God.
Yeah,
I
please.
am here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
What's your number 2?
All right, so I had to expand a little bit here. I have a few. I'm gonna
Open your mind, Tommy. Broaden your horizons.
That's all right. But I'm going to go with alien tech.
Like
had cell phones.
Yeah.
It's all alien tech.
I feel like we're on like a weird kind of just like building off of each other. Yeah.
It's almost the Mandela effect because the hydrogen.
Yeah, the hydrogen.
And tomorrow this would have never existed. But even going farther back with this, Valiant Thor. Is anyone familiar with Valiant Thor?
Like the comics?
Nice. No.
I'm familiar with Valiant
the
Comics.
Valiant Comics. Yeah, no. So basically, I think it was the JFK administration. There was a man who got an appointment to see the president, spoke to the president, was like, I'm not from this planet. FYI. We have tech. We have all kinds of shit that you could only dream of, and we'll give it to you. I am the liaison to a whole nother race of people, of thing that is not of this planet. I can show you this technology, but we have to do things also. Like we'll be here, dropping in and out, fucking up cows, abducting people.
Is that the only thing you want to do, the Great Gazoo?
That was pretty good.
That was very good.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That was top.
Get this man a drink of whiskey. No.
So the origin story is that Valiant Thor, who was a man not of this planet, who had like skin that was odd. Everything about him was off for anyone who ever saw him or met him. Apparently, it was an American Horror Story thing about this as well. It's a whole urban legend.
To tie this into like the modern mainstream, it'd be like a Shapesmith in Invincible.
Oh fuck! Yes.
Yeah,
Very similar.
Where it's like you look like a normal dude, but you're saying stuff that doesn't.
Yeah, it's off. Yeah, everything about you is off, and that was Valiant.
You're not
Thor.
supposed to use a treadmill with your hands, bro.
And apparently the deal was like, yeah, we can give you. You want to go to the moon? Okay, cool. Like, we got stuff to get you there. Sell your shit, satellite technology, the whole nine. Like, we got all that. Whenever it seems like
we will go to the moon not because it is easy, but because the Great Gazoo told me we have technology.
Basically, anytime you saw humankind, he's really good at that. Anytime you saw humans make a leap forward, like there's no fucking way we could have come up with that. It was alien technology facilitated by Valiant Thor. So yeah, no, that's my second.
It's not a TikTok. I mean, it's not something I'm gonna pull up or anything. But I saw a really hilarious TikTok that was just kind of like aliens showed up to Earth. What if aliens showed up to Earth and the pyramids were already built? Oh, we were going to show you.
Oh, yes! I saw this. And it was like, it's like a white guy says, comes up to the Egyptians, he's like, oh, y'all did that? Whoa, there's no way. I didn't know y'all had like levitating technology to be that. You're telling me you just pushed that? Oh my God. Okay, show me the guns. Show me the guns. And he's like, oh my gosh. Well, this makes our job so much easier. We just had a whole bunch of rocks we were going to take to England and put them in a statue. But he was like, this is so much easier. Yeah, so I saw that too. That was good, man. That one was funny.
Well, Emiliano, what's your number 2?
Well, I mean, I think, it was kind of like somewhat related, but it's that we get all of our modern day like just technology from war, and that's
not actually like a conspiracy theory.
Well, it
we
100% was for a while.
Push forward.
Yeah,
through
so it was for a while, and like up into the 90s, and then like lo and behold, it was like, No, yeah, we just like we've been doing this for years. But you know,
Holy
like,
shit, guys! Did you know mustard could kill people? I thought it was just a delicious condiment.
yeah, right? No, but I mean, I remember like growing up and like I'm a '90s kid, but like growing up in like early 2000s, being like teen, kind of like coming of age or whatnot, and my parents were like, you know, my dad who's got PhD and he's like more well off studied.
Side note, I don't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay.
But I want to ask this question real quick because this is real. Between the four of us that were literally cognizant in like 1995, how weird is the idea of a drone?
It's fucking strange.
Like how do you
to be fair, it's
mean
many things
exactly?
that are
Because
fucking- like a '90s kid to see
Yeah,
that
from a
that
90s
exists.
kid.
No,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we
no,
want to
it's-
fast forward from '96 to now.
Well, because also because like I remember watching like Power Rangers and like this was such like a sci-fi
was my
like
shit.
concept.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
fuck yeah. R.I.P. Jason David Wright.
Absolutely.
But like seeing like these little like robots or whatever like just kind of like floating around and seeing like you know.
I guess I
don't know,
never
whatever,
thought
like-
I'd never thought of seeing the Zoids as drones, but yeah, you were
They
on
are.
it.
Oh,
They
thank you,
were.
Jesus
That's
Christ! I feel like I
Zords.
talked to
They were,
so
yeah.
many people in the '90s, like who are my age, and like nobody ever remembers the fucking Zoids. I'm
I
like,
remember them.
am I like, is this a Mandela effect? Like, holy shit!
Oh no, Zoids.
Zoids.
Zoids was
Yeah,
the shit. The
yeah.
Zoids video game.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Thank God. I want a remake of that. But anyway, yeah,
That
no.
and zombies ate my neighbors.
I'm so sad that Cargill tried to write a movie about that, but the rights are like so convoluted.
Really?
Yeah.
For
which
Zombies
one?
Ate My Neighbors?
Zombies Ate My
Fuck! I would have trusted Cargill to do that.
Well, the idea is like it's not owned by one person. Like it's owned by like
Owns it? Konami.
it's
would
owned.
own it, right?
Well,
It's-
Konami is owned by
Konami made
Xbox.
it.
Oh my god,
No,
we got this
Konami
shit going.
is still Japanese. They're not owned by anyone.
Is all right? Then I don't know what Cargill meant. But
It's so it was a LucasArts, I think, concept, but the game itself was developed by Konami. So like Konami owns the programming rights, but that means that they also own like the sprites, so they own the characters. But LucasArts also has like the rights, like in this weird way. It's like the Friday
like
the
Game
13th
War.
game, yeah, where
Where
it's
like,
like
it's a Marvel character,
Owned by Universal. Yeah.
and then you have to trade them because like
yeah.
okay, so.
It's one of those where it's like
when you say drones that look like mini planes, it's not that strange to 90 kids. It just looks like
I was
a
about
toy.
to say the drone wasn't
that's not
super alien to me because I grew up watching Speed Racer, and that rarely used H button was the homing pigeon that just
Yeah.
flies around.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like it was still it was something that was so animated and cartoon
Right, yeah,
that was
yeah.
like, oh
When it actually came to be, you were like, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like
and also like in Speed Racer, it was rarely used because it was
was.
fucking worthless.
It was no point in it. Yeah.
but I think here's the other thing.
That's not what drones do in the modern age.
No, but
They can do many things, to be
yeah,
fair.
here's
No, we figured out we can strap grenades to them.
Or film things. yeah.
Well, the Speed Racer one already did that.
I know.
But like a dude with a Tommy gun would just be like,
yeah, it'll fall.
Yeah, no, I mean, the other thing is that unfortunately, I feel like Gen Z missed a step on this one, but I feel like we were the last generation until Alpha, who are our kids, to realize like what you see on TV is not real.
Real, yeah.
And so that's why I feel like once we saw it as a real thing, we were like, we were told this wasn't real.
As well as
You know,
aliens. Oh, UFOs.
Also true, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So I don't know. I think that's why like when it started like becoming a real thing, I was like, that like what? That's
I don't know
fucking
how to
weird.
navigate
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Like, it was almost like culture shock because like you're just like
Yeah. Well,
I
fuck,
was
man.
told
honest-
not
I mean,
to believe everything.
Think about this. AI. We never thought that shit would be a thing.
fuck that. I
No,
never-
no, I'm
I
not
was
saying we
gonna say,
would have never
I
thought
don't-
it would be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
not this soon. Like you would have.
Okay, but-
Like you didn't think you had to explain it to your kids. You know?
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, okay.
It's funny.
that's
Actually, on that note, like we live in this weird time where, like, as children, we're like,
We've been through a lot, man.
no, but as children, flying cars, 100% going to be a thing.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Fifth Element. Absolutely. Yeah.
VR though, not gonna happen because
Never.
the second you jump into VR, you have to fight this like Lord Zed level villain. Where
VR troopers right now.
But I just mean, like, we live in this weird coincidence where it's like, as children, we thought, like, everything was going to be uphill. And then at a certain point, we reached that pragmatism point where it's just like, no, we're not getting there. Also, everything is downhill. But everything was not downhill. And it's just kind of like, hey, so don't do anything super creative because there's not a lot of future in it.
Yeah.
So,
and it probably is going to get stolen by a machine.
I'm
also
pretty
true.
sure.
That started when the Hadron Collider.
All I'm saying,
All right, wrap up the episode. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
all I'm saying is, we probably would have had the flying car by now, but then some stupid kids started eating fucking Tide Pods, and they're like, we can't trust them with this.
We can trust a percentage of them, but not the majority. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so we got self-driving vehicles.
how's that going?
Yes. Also, still not great.
Who's got a dumb shit?
They
who the
crash in
hell knows?
more ways than one.
Yeah. Well, when you leave it up to Elon Musk, of course they.
Well, so two things. One, have y'all been in a Tesla?
I have no
Yes.
idea.
I've been in a Tesla. I wasn't very
I've never
drunk.
driven a Tesla. Yeah.
So I never
And it's
driven
never
one.
driven me. There was a person.
Yeah, well, so my boss drives one, and holy shit, it's pretty fucking slick. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking slick. It's kind of anxiety ridden though, because like we definitely did like the auto drive portion, and I was like, bro, this is fucking weird. Like, put your hands on the fucking wheel. He's like, no, man, I don't need to. I'm like, uncomfortable as fuck. But that, and then also another big fuck you to like Elon was the. Did y'all see his Cybertruck had to be like pulled out by a Ford F-150?
Yes, I posted that.
Oh, did y'all post that? Okay.
No, I posted that on my own thing.
Okay, maybe that's where I saw it then. Yeah, that shit was funny. Like fucking somebody tried to
So-
drive their Cybertruck in
I
the
know
forest.
a lot about off-road driving because I'm a hick to a certain degree, and it's just like, so the Tesla truck is fucking heavy. Actually, if you've ever seen one on the road, it's like an F-350.
Bro, it's terrifying. So I actually saw where y'all are familiar with Still Awesome, where Still
Yeah.
Awesome's from, or at it's right off Ben White. I actually saw Elon in his fucking Cybertruck on the road on Ben White, and I was like coming onto the turn that's out of the yard is what it's
Yeah.
called, onto Ben White. And I just like look over and I'm just like, oh shit, that's fucking Elon in his fucking Cybertruck just like cruising on by. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah, those motherfuckers are terrifying. They like, you can see the fucking suspension struggle. Like,
Oh, no.
it's just like fucking.
Like, I need to
Tesla
be
is
away
famous
from
for
this.
cutting every corner that they could.
oh, of course.
And they glued them all onto the Cybertruck, like on the edges.
So I wanted a Tesla truck at one point, and then it was just like, they had 3 different models, and they've only produced one, which is the most expensive one. If you're going to do one, do
Of course.
all the way.
Of course.
But I was just kind of like, so you would sign up for the $40,000 truck and get a $65,000 truck payment, and I'm like, glad I'd never put down my $200.
Oh, they did that again because they did that when the cars first launched. They're like, you can
yeah.
pre-order your
Yeah.
car, and it's only going to be like $30K or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, once it came time to actually produce them, so it's going to be $60K.
Inflation. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I wanted one, and then everything about it is just kind of like, if you want a truck that can actually off-road and do anything. I mean, funny
Ford
enough,
fucking Ranger.
going back to what you said about Sean Strickland, Sean, in this podcast, we support Sean Strickland.
Okay.
but we do think he's dumb.
Semi-support Sean.
Yes.
But
No, it's kind of one of those things like this podcast supports me and I'm kind of dumb. Like it's fair.
No, but it's perfect.
So Sean Strickland was like, "Oh yeah, this truck sounds great until you're in actual cold temperatures and the battery fucking dies for no reason." And I was like, "That's super smart from a hick from Anaheim."
But that's the thing. I don't like Sean Strickland is not like book smart. He's just life smart. And that's what I give him credit for. Like that dude is life smart. That dude's like hood smart. You know, like he's the guy like you're gonna want on the front lines because he's gonna be able to pick out where,
on
like,
the opposite end of the spectrum. Well, not the opposite. TJ is just smart. Period.
We trust him with our taxes.
Yeah. So
Respect.
we just randomly played one of the random Sean Strickland videos of his retorts to Ian Gary, and he goes, semicolon, whatever. That guy is emotionally smart. He literally said that, and I was like, okay.
Oh, TJ said that about Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
because he was like, he was trying to be broy and help him. Like, it wasn't a matter of like him straight up attacking this dude. He was trying to help him.
Absolutely. Again, the dude's life smart. You know, he's like, he can see a hustle when he sees a hustle.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something that not very many people get unless you live the struggle.
Yeah, there's one con that works on like anyone. No matter who you are, there's a con that works on you. Unless it's already been done to you, and then you can recognize it. Then it no longer works on you. But
yeah.
So where are we at now? Is it up to you?
We're one.
Yeah, I think it's on me.
Okay.
So
What did I say?
he said tech, and,
tech, and I was like, military has tech before. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
in keeping with tech, kinda. It was mentioned earlier in the chat. Polybius.
Hey, there we go.
I like this
No,
conspiracy
I
theory.
love this one. It's a good one.
Polybius.
You
So
know, okay,
it's
yin
the
for a
it's the
trick.
perfect
I'm gonna get
intersection
educated.
of all my niche interests.
It really is.
So in the 80s, we invented these things called arcades. They were around before, but in the 80s, with the computer chip and everything, we now had video games, and so we built video game arcades. And back then, before the internet, you never knew when a game was coming out. So it was just like you would just see it at your arcade one day, like, oh shit, there's a Punch-Out game.
Yeah.
There's
Centipede.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
There's a Miss Pac-Man. There's a divorce already. I didn't even know they were married. So, in this time in 1981 in Portland, Oregon, rumor has it that these machines started showing up in arcades in the suburbs. The machines were all black, and they just said the name of the game in like blue letters, and the name of the game was Polybius. And people loved the game to the point of addiction. People would fight over who would play next and who got next game.
They're like hypnotized by this game.
Yeah. And there were reports of people feeling nauseous after playing it for too long and getting sickly, and supposedly a kid died. But
He died from the fight.
no, he was playing. He won the fight. He was playing the game.
Game got him.
But supposedly, every week or so, these men in black suits would
Oh, yeah.
come into the arcade
The data.
So this has
and
to do with
fuck
the Men in
with
Black. Okay.
yeah, and fuck with the machine. Like they would rip
gotcha.
open the back and they would do some stuff, and then they would leave, and then the machines were there for a month, and after that month, they were
They
gone.
disappeared. No one's seen any of them since. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the conspiracy theory is that the CIA or some other three-letter organization was trying to run some sort of psychological experiment using the new technology of the day,
on the
video
youth of
games,
America.
on the youth of America.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I kind of maybe have heard something similar because there's like somewhat of a Austin local legend that and the location's real, but the legend of the video games is kind of like up in there. If you're going down South I-35, and are y'all familiar with like that up pass going like west on Ben White?
Yeah.
Okay, so the overpass. So if you get off on the exit before, which I believe is Woodward, and it's like right before where I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a Home Depot kind of just like in. Yeah, you take Woodward and you turn
like
right on.
in there.
Yeah, you just see kind of like shrubbery, brush, woody, but you just turn right on Woodward, and there's an HEB just like. Well, I'm sorry, HEB Home Depot just like right there. It's like what the fuck, and you would have never expected it unless you're like from the area or like watch or look at Google Maps. But opposite to that, before that Woodward exit, you have to take the Woodward exit and you like go real nice and slow and you look opposite on the east side of the highway. There's a road that you'll never fucking see if you're going north on the like expressway of the highway, but there's a road going up into the hills. There's a old abandoned water park that was up there.
Really?
What?
Yes. So that location, if I'm not mistaken, shut down, I think like late 70s, something like that. Or early, maybe even 60s, something like that. And there was old kind of like story that there were like video games that like people just wouldn't like were like people lost interest in the water park because they were playing the video games. And supposedly there still is arcades that are like left there. And if you can get up the road with the vehicle, you can get to the fucking location.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that might be
It'd be a fun video.
that'd be a fun one.
Where the Polybius machine is.
But
It would be there, of course.
I was about to say, like, dude, it's a road around Ben White. I can get there on a bike.
yes. Yeah.
Well, you
technically
can't bring back the Polybius machine.
No,
and I only
another proof of what.
Yeah, and I only know this because when I used to own the comic shop that I ran, we were partnered with the Austin Toy History Museum.
Yeah.
And they had like their owner like was like this arcade freak.
I actually know the owner.
Is it still the same owner?
Has it changed owner? I thought
I don't know.
I thought there was only one weird guy that was like, "Hey, bro, I really like toys."
Okay. Yes, that's probably still him.
It takes a lot of moxie to have a toy museum in downtown.
Yeah. Okay. Same
That was
guy.
second date. It helped my relationship quite a bit.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very happy
We're
for
thriving.
you. But good, genuinely. But yeah, no. So he was the one who told us, like, yeah, there's apparently like still arcade machines that are up there.
That's
that
wild.
you can like, if he got his hands on them, he could. fix
Austin's a weird place. It's a volcano here,
them. Bro.
Like,
Yeah, almost fucking literally.
Don't we have
almost
a nuclear
fucking
reactor?
literally. No, we have a dead magma plume.
Yeah.
In Shannon Rock.
No,
They made a whole
heard that
911 Lone Star episode about.
Yeah.
I heard that
Fuck
the
Fuck that show.
J
show's
Pickle
terrible.
Research Center is
Oh,
housing
yeah.
a nuclear reactor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all that.
It's not the place to live, people. It's a lot of shady shit
Especially if
going
you're from
on in
California.
that city.
Yeah.
Don't move here.
Especially,
Don't
trust it here.
Don't come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know what's funny is like I don't want to especially shit on people from California. It's like I've had a girlfriend. I've had a shitty girlfriend from Nebraska. Like
Well, of course you did.
I'm just like shitty people come from everywhere.
Still sticking to my theory, the Midwest shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't exist.
The Midway or
The Midwest.
Oh, Midwest.
Yeah, it's a bunch of states.
Look,
in
I
the
had no
Midwest.
beef with California until I met Sam. That's
Melvin-
all I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
Jesus Christ. No,
Californians are great in California.
I don't even believe that. I don't believe
Amazing
that actually.
Well, so here's the thing.
Well, yeah, I
the only reason I can't stand like the average, and I say average because I don't think Sammy is the average Californian, but the reason I can't stand the average Californian is because they're so fucking uneducated on their own history. and they don't realize that most of their history is but like most of their own history is riddled in racism and Republican support, and then they like to claim it as like they're liberal.
We
and
have
like,
the best gun laws in
the like that was because Reagan hated black people. What? No,
Crack epidemic started there. Like you just got a front row seat of how shit was.
The LA riots weren't that long ago, bro. Like,
seriously, bro. Seriously,
I give them credit for seeing the problem and trying to as far as their state goes, shift it a different way. But like. Yeah, no, don't.
Christina,
you're cool. You're fine.
Christina,
yeah, I was going to say there's a difference between people that are like open to new ideas, which is all you have to be.
Christina, you're always welcome here. We know you. You gotta get a stamp card. And you got to get like 8 stamps on that card to be like, you're cool.
Yeah. The reality is like admitting when you're wrong. Christine. Like admitting when you're wrong. Like, like, come on. Like, as a born and bred Texan, we're the greatest country in this country. But at the same time, holy goddamn shit.
Yeah, we fuck up
got a lot of fucking shit wrong, bro. We're doing a lot of shit.
Like it's bad. Yeah.
I don't understand how
Look, man.
So I understand how...
We're tough. If you want to be tough, you got to be dumb.
Sean Strickland for president, baby.
I understand how Beto lost because some of his ideas are dumb.
Fuck Beto.
Fine. But I don't understand how Beto lost to Ted Cruz.
Greg Abbott.
No, so here's...
At a larger margin than Ken Paxton won.
So here's how.
So there's a lot of people that voted for Beto and still were like, Ken Paxton's all right.
Why?
Because
most corrupt motherfucker in the world.
So here's the thing, though. You got to look at... This is when like rural America, like
Abilene
runs.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So what Beto and his family did in El Paso was completely destroy the fucking barrio. They were like the proponents for gentrification in El Paso, and so indigenous and Latino and Mexican communities in El Paso completely rampant of gentrification, lost their homes, like destroyed communities. And I know this because a lot of them came over to Austin. Indigenous and Mexican families.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And so they were like huge proponents of like, fuck Beto, vote for Cruz because Cruz does dick nothing. Like
it's fucking useless.
Yeah, like, but that's the unfortunate
it's
like
the
situation
lesser of the two evils.
Exactly, because you're gonna either lose your home and lose your your livelihood,
that's how he fucking keeps getting elected.
Yeah, or Cruz is just gonna be over here and just kind of like run to Mexico, and like kind of
just being a lousy piece of shit.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do anything,
affect anything at all.
Yeah,
he's spineless.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, he's absolutely spineless. 100%. He's fucking. Yeah. So he sucks. Yeah.
Not to.
And also, you're not welcome at Texans games because every time you show up, they fucking lose.
Fuck Abbott for showing up to the goddamn UT games. Any motherfucker that shows up and allows USC or any goddamn California school or any school other than goddamn Texas school on the fucking capital of Texas, fuck you.
That's
Abbott, you can fuck right off. I'm sorry.
He also failed us in a freeze.
Also,
people killed.
Yeah. So that too, but
he's a lousy.
Yeah, piece of but shit. Because your granddaughter goes to USC, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. I'm sorry.
Well, guys, I just have to reiterate because no one has won this yet.
I thought someone got the
temperature number, but they didn't
donate.
Do a sub yet.
So, and then a lot of people dropped subs after that, but they didn't get the number right.
Oh. So if you got the sub,
two things to
try doing a number.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking puzzle. I'm sorry, guys. But on to something that's...
pieces.
How many green M&Ms are in this jar?
Hey, bro, my apartment was giving away a 40-inch TV.
For what? What you have to
just
do?
Guessing the amount of M&Ms and
so that's a real thing.
Yeah,
just completely make that up.
They took a picture of a jar and they're like, guess
a picture, so you don't even get to expect the actual.
I mean, you
jar.
can go to the office, but I'm not gonna do that.
One's gonna do that. Yeah. Jesus.
I had a package from Amazon that I needed to go to the office for, and I was like, I'll just complain
Yeah.
to Amazon. Have them send me two.
So,
They can afford it.
Yep, facts.
on to my number one. So, conspiracy theories are based on two fucking things. They're based on power, or they're based on mystery. To be real, what if there was one that was real that wasn't based on power because the government was fucking Brazil, was fucking useless for the most part?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Are you about to explain their...
Wait, hold on. Okay, no, continue.
No,
wait,
cook.
Cocinar. Cocinar, mijo.
And what if it was just based on like, hey, bro, we had something fucking weird happen, and we can't explain it, and there's facts along every sense of the fucking way. Let me cook. So, according to everyone that was in this area in Brazil, it's a city called Vergência. They were like, bro, we keep seeing these weird people that are 8 feet tall in our area. We had a weird fucking crash in our area. Brazil is not a world power. They have nothing to gain from the situation. And
When is this?
1996.
90. Whoa, okay.
okay.
Holy shit.
Okay, I'm not hurt
All right,
this
I'm
one.
strapped in. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know this one. I know a lot of them.
Shit.
Okay.
I'm learning
So
here.
in 1996, there's a paranormal event where a ship crashed. As far as the locals are concerned, they just run to it because they think it's an airplane. The locals show up, and one of the locals grabs one of the bodies and it's like, this does not seem human to me. But it's just a person that's hurt as far as I'm concerned. But he gets this goo on his arms, and he dies basically from like his body didn't have an immunity to whatever the fucking goo was on his arm. And all of several things along this story. This dude did die from something that we don't know what. There was a crash, and then at certain points, the people were like, "I don't want anything to do with this. This is too much for me." But so a crash happened in a city, a random village in Brazil. City is actually too big for what this place was. The military eventually showed up and just fucking started covering things up. There's a documentary about this, and like it's just one of the few things that I'm like, this doesn't fit any fucking box that I can tell.
Yeah, when you said the goo got on him, and
Yeah,
he
the
died,
dude threw me
I
off.
was like, no,
my
that
first
one-
guess was like radiation.
Yeah, that's why I thought you were going to say. I was like, radiation
But
poisoning.
no,
He
it
died.
reminded me of this other kind of story. I'm going to let you finish.
Genius Monster, you win, by the way.
Oh, awesome. It's along those lines of, I
78
don't know
my
if you've heard of
ass.
this one, of a lady showing up to an
79.
emergency room with like black goo coming out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody in the entire ER knew what the fuck. It smelled, it had an odor. She was,
Oh, yeah,
she was
I
clearly
heard that,
dying
yeah.
of it, but no one knew what the fuck was going on. Eventually, a lot of them got sick. Some of them died.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And no
Okay.
one to this day knows what the fuck
Because it was
happened.
like, it killed like 8 people because it was
8 people
whoever
in
like
that hospital, yeah.
and it was whoever worked with that patient. They got infected. They like isolated them or quarantined them.
Yeah, they got quarantined.
and then they died.
They died,
and
yeah.
then that was it. Like,
Yeah,
there was
and then
nothing
that
else.
was the end of it. No one dug deeper. And
Yeah.
it was just, that was it.
Yeah.
So be it. Yeah. And so that's a big one too. It kind of feels along those lines of like, what the fuck was this? Continue.
No. That's the end of my story because there's no
There's no
it.
answer. Yeah, like it's just
God damn.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is one of those weird stories where it's like the Men in Black came in and cleared out the story. Because there's a lot of stories that are like the Men in Black.
right.
Yeah.
Like,
They set up Polybius machines and they're like,
There was
The
that.
Polybius machine that crashed.
When they're not doing that, they're covering up alien, crash sites.
so my fan theory is that the Polybius machine is the memory wiper that they were working on.
From the Men in Black. Yeah.
It was like the precursor to
was
that
the-
technology. That's
yeah.
why people were getting
So
sick.
then you're saying the Men in Black movies are documentaries to the of the future.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Oh, they took some of the Men in Black things, like from the Men in Black originally was a comic before it was, the movie.
So this one didn't
Yeah.
make my list, but it ties in with movies.
Yeah.
Crank 3. There. So we're all familiar with Crank 1 and 2, right?
Wait, Crank? Which one's Crank?
The Jason Statham movie.
Okay,
where,
yeah,
like,
where he's got a
Heart's
battery.
gonna stop.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then the horse dick and everything.
He's got to do crazy shit.
He's
to
got
keep it going.
he's got to keep his adrenaline up, otherwise the poison will kill him. Supposedly, the theory states that there was a Crank 3, and it was in production. They got the ball rolling on it and everything, but it was going to expose the Hollywood elite. Like, it was going to, talk about Weinstein before we knew about Weinstein.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
What's happening?
Supposedly alien footage from 1996.
Oh, in Brazil. Oh, okay.
This in Brazil?
Yeah.
What? Wait, don't lose train of thought. What were you?
Right.
Yeah,
So
we got
Crank 3
aliens.
was going to
Yeah, but it was gonna
happen,
expose
but it
them.
was going to expose the Hollywood elite, talk about Weinstein before Weinstein, so they killed it. Hollywood was like, we're not going to fund this.
There will be no Crank 3.
There is no Crank 3, and then production
No one ever
ceased.
talked about it ever again.
Yeah.
Like, Crank is now just a thing that's there. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I forgot about those movies.
Yeah, so did I, until he just literally brought them up right now. I'm like, oh, those existed. Yeah. Fuck. Tell me, man. It's craziness.
Hey, Genius Monster, just so you know, please message me on the Discord. I will send this to you this weekend. That's all I need.
Also, Bat G, I owe you whiskey. I have a lot of whiskey that I owe a lot of fucking people. I saw Bat G earlier and I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I got his name on the list, or their name on the list. But yeah, don't worry about it. I've not forgot about y'all. I owe a lot of people whiskey. Don't worry about it. It just takes a lot to get shit sent out.
But yeah, usually conspiracy theories are built on power or just misdirection. But I'm like, Brazil is not even a world power today.
Yeah.
No.
So at first I thought you were going to talk about their currency.
So, okay, related to that, yes, but I also thought it was going to be about the sperm donations.
Oh, that's
What is that?
It's because the way you said real, their currency is real, which means real because like this is real money.
I feel like we should have a whole episode on Brazil. Hey, I have a section like I learned Portuguese because I wanted to move to Brazil when I got older.
Wild.
When I was huh?
Well, no, I said that's
Oh, I
wild.
thought you said why. I was like the women.
Oh,
That was the reason.
I know the why. You said it, and I was like, my man.
Yeah.
But,
I can say good morning. No, I can say good night and thank you.
well, you know,
It's
like,
a tough language.
bro,
Portuguese is not a pretty
so you know why? Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah.
So you know why, like, Brazilian soccer is like so fucking like wild and revolutionary and everything. You know why?
I don't.
Oh, you don't.
Because they have a lot of
Favelas.
genes of people that are really good at running fast.
Racist. No, I'm just kidding. No, because so black Argentinians, black Brazilians, when they were playing against like white nations or white like counterparts within the nation, rules were placed so that they would not have penalties called against them. So they had to create like artsy and like very flamboyant ways
They
of
had to get
dribbling
around 'em.
to
Yeah.
get away from being tackled.
Wow.
So that's where the whole head and shoulder and body and back and foot and knee dribbling started, was because they were doing it so that they weren't be able to be tackled by
It's prison
white
rules.
people.
so
Yeah,
it's like-
Yeah.
essentially. It was prison rules, but you know, if they did it back, it would be like, oh no, red card. Not even yellow. You're out. Yeah. Crazy.
No, I had
Necessity
heard that part.
is the mother of invention.
True.
What?
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
yeah.
Hence why
Struggle food, bro. Struggle food.
Fish and wings are a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I was about to say, I don't mean to get too dark, but as far as I know, that Brazil was the last nation to outlaw slavery.
No, America was.
No,
Really?
no.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think. I could.
America
Could be
is,
wrong.
if you looked at it, would probably not be top 5.
That's shocking.
Dude, there's a lot of racist people. I know America is bad. It's just not the worst, and that's weird. I know.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's weird.
No, not bad, not the worst. Like that. Nah, immigrants, not bad, not the
So
worst.
America was okay. No, they weren't.
No.
That's not the word.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all.
That bar is really high, by the way. So yeah.
Well, like Nazi Germany exists. Like I said, the worst.
Oh, they
is
take the cake.
Imperial Japan also exists.
The world sucks.
Mongolia also
God damn.
exists.
Brazil was the last one, with the U.S. doing it only 3 years before.
So second last.
barely.
U.S. did it.
That's about right. Yeah.
So get this. So, within 10 years span, ish, 15. Puerto Rico, 1873. Then Cuba, 1886, which also makes sense just because they're in relation to U.S. U.S. 1885. So sorry, U.S. then Cuba, and then Brazil, 1888.
Shit.
Yep. With Haiti being the first one, 1793, of course. Yeah. Curacao.
I feel like I can laugh at this joke as a Mexican. Emiliano, if you want to hit me in the face, I will give you the permission. But it's just like it's a Shane Gillis joke where he's just like,
Shane Gillis rides a fine line. I love him, and then I'm just like, bro, you're pushing.
The baseball joke makes
Shane
me
Gillis
laugh.
is my cup of tea because he's a history nerd.
Yeah.
But he uses history to make racist jokes. So,
That's the baseball joke.
but Shane Gillis is like, hey, bro, how do you feel about if I were to give you a fact that as a country, Mexico is the fastest to abolish slavery in the entire fucking world?
This is mostly true.
It is correct.
Yeah.
No, that's why.
Because Vicente Guerrero.
That's why I love this show.
President.
Yeah, but then Shane
Vicente
Gillis
Guerrero.
takes it to the racist joke kind of thing where I'm just like, all right, I'm sorry, Sam, but this is hilarious to me. It's just like Mexicans saw black people working a field in Texas and we're like, no, bro, that's our job.
Well, it's like, oh, man. I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Jason Armini or something, but he was like, Latinos really take white jobs or American jobs when you find out that the leader of the Proud Boys is a black Latino or an Afro Latino, like Spanish speaking
Founder of Vice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, also that. Yeah, but no.
Because of course he.
The baseball joke
What
is
you
that
think
like
was gonna
white
happen?
people were cool up until Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Like baseball was a national pastime, we could get away with saying shit like "meh," and then like, "Man, what's this colored boy gonna do?" And he swings at a fuck. It's a home run.
Oh, he got another one?
So Colin Farrell is a pretty famous racist. Like he's on that Bill Burr line. That's what I mean. And then
Whoa. What do you mean, Bill Burr line?
do I need to explain this?
Maybe.
Bill Burr makes a lot of racist and misogynistic jokes, but they're just hilarious
Oh.
and also correct.
And they're also like not real. Like the dude is like he's really down with the fucking cause.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Dude's married to a black woman. He's like, no, she runs everything.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
fucking
here.
love Bill Burr. Bill Burr is like the guy who's like, oh no, I'm gonna make jokes to piss everybody off because they're gonna get a
It's like
laugh,
he
they're gonna
realized-
get attention, and at the same time, I'm not actually like about that camp. Like, come on.
And the thing is, like, he says the things he says, but he says them because he's in a certain position. He never goes outside of what he can say, but he knows I can say a lot more than maybe the average can say.
100%.
And he does it, but he does it in a fucking smart way.
Yeah.
In a funny way, the way
Honestly-
it's like, that made me laugh, man.
Yeah,
So go for it. Yeah.
I think as far as
it's
like
fun.
modern era and like current, like alive and acting,
Active.
active comedians. I think him and Chappelle are kind of like on the same par. Chappelle,
Chappelle's gotten lazy.
I was about to say,
Chappelle's gotten lazy.
weird note to take because you're mostly right, 95% right. I think Bill Burr passed him.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree because I do believe that Chappelle's kind of just like leveled out and coasted out. But I mean, yeah, I think they're like probably 1-2, Bill Burr being one, and then kind of big separation, Chappelle, and then everybody else.
Well, the issue, and it's not exactly the new comedian's fault, is just they don't have the same amount of publicity because it's super saturated.
Oh yeah, 100%. I like the fucking the comedian kind of like game and like community is like, bro, it's hard to keep.
The game is different.
It's a
now.
rough. It's a totally different game now.
Yeah, and then
because now you have like characters like Matt Rife, where it's like,
Oh god, damn that right. Oh, that's a whole subject.
I'm on the come up,
bro.
I'm on the come up. Now I'm gonna show you like what I really am.
And I'm going down. Hell yeah. Like, no, to me, like you bring up Chappelle, to me, Michael Shea is far better. To me, Michael Shea accomplished what Chappelle couldn't accomplish. It's like, no, this is how you properly do this. And I love Michael Shea shit. So yeah, like for me, he's up there. But yeah, no, it's a weird time in comedy. So either you lean really
it's the same thing that happened in music, where having a record deal means you were made.
Yeah.
having
a
got your money up front.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But having a record deal meant like somebody at a record label looked at your shit and then is molding you to be the next shit. Like it's very like methodical.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what's happening in comedy now, where once upon a time,
Once you make Netflix, you're about it.
the
You're
goal.
about it,
That is
baby.
the new goal, yeah.
Because it was, I think,
You
honestly,
keep that Amazon Prime special.
yeah, because honestly, and the crazy fucking thing is like, so please don't lose train of thought. But the crazy thing is that, and interestingly enough, I think the fucking Mexican and Latino game was in comedy was what pushed that Netflix envelope. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it was like George Lopez, Fluffy,
Yep.
and then Fluffy brought his homeboy Manny, right? Or Felipe
Esparza?
Yeah, and then it was like it just trickle effect, and then all of a sudden you got a whole boom of like Latino fucking comedy and whatnot, and they're all trying to get Netflix, and so Netflix was the fucking end game.
Comedy is kind of weird because they've always had like the idea of the record deal, because back in the 80s and 90s it was getting a sitcom. Mm-hmm. Now the only thing is that like as technology has evolved, whereas like technology evolved for music, but the record label was always able to stay on top. Spotify exists and it's owned by the record label.
Right.
Netflix is its own thing. It's not owned by HBO. It's not owned by...
It said itself, its competitors, not like Max and Hulu. It's like video games and shit like that. So Netflix is its own beast.
So it's more so that the record label found a way to stay on top.
Yeah.
Whereas in comedy, it's not so much.
Well, and then I think you can still find a correlation though, because you then get your SoundCloud rappers, and that's how a lot of these other guys, like, I mean, be realistic. That's how like Lil Pump and like all these other fucking like
Soulja Boy.
No, Soulja Boy was before that. Soulja Boy was way before that. But I mean,
I would call him the impetus of the SoundCloud rapper, because
he's the one who
he was
for sure he laid the groundwork for SoundCloud rappers, no doubt. Yeah,
fair. But nonetheless, I mean, you have the SoundCloud rappers with that, and then you have your folks, what I would say is the SoundCloud version of comedy now is podcasting.
Yeah.
Like, so many fucking podcasters now that I follow or that I have followed are small, little, low-key, making a couple $100 like a performance.
They're coming at
guys.
us. No.
What?
I was like, why are you coming at us?
Oh, no. But they're doing podcasts together, and then they're working together to go on tour together, and then they're doing this, and then this, and then like your big guys are trying to go backwards, and so they're trying to start podcasts, and because their name is big, they can get podcasts big, but then they're so fucking scripted that they're
doing the. It's almost like they're trying to do the sitcom in reverse.
100%, exactly.
Yeah.
But then, then you have people like Theo Von, who like I genuinely think is a fucking idiot. But at the same time, he'll people like him are like who I consider like they have a character and they live by the character. They're the WWE of like comedy. They have to stay in character 24/7.
Is it real? Is it not?
Exactly. But then in his podcast, he'll break character and he'll get like emotional. He'll get personal. He'll get this and this with you. Like it's evidently going viral. The Sean Strickland interview that he had with them.
It's because he made Sean Strickland cry. I haven't listened to it, but
but so like he gets like very personal with them, and that's 100% out of character for somebody like Theo Von, and he breaks that fucking character, which then I think loses people's interest in the thought
gimmick,
and the gimmick and the character of Theo Von.
if I can break the magic a little bit, in the regards of Theo Von. Theo Von, he
gonna be
will
like
do
a
with the
PhD
best
or
that he
some
can.
bullshit.
No, I'm saying Theo Von will do the best that he can. And sometimes it works because he's just like, I'll find something that I relate to. And it's not conservative or liberal. Like he had Roseanne on and it worked for him and his podcast. But he had on the dude that Wolf of Wall Street was based on. He's like, dude, I almost wanted to never do an interview again. I never listened to the podcast. I never listened to him during it. But afterwards, I listened to him doing a soliloquy and he was like, I hated Jordan Belfort. I hated everything that he stood for. I hated everything that he was trying to make me talk about. So I have not listened to it because it's not free. Sadly,
fair. I mean, shit.
But when Sean Strickland is like, I come from this broken white family background where my dad choked the shit out of my mom, and that's what I'm used to growing up with. And Theo Von is like, hey, bro, I'm white trash from Tennessee. It's what I am. Like, I completely understand how they understood each other to a point that they made each other cry.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Again, though, like you get rid of that sexiness of like breaking the character, and so I get it, and I understand your point in bringing all that up. But it's still like they got a character to build and character to follow.
Well, hey guys, I am in charge of the show, and I need to take a wicked leak. So I'm gonna take a quick pause, and then we're gonna go through everybody else's number ones.
Fair. At the time we weren't super tight, but now I'm like I got an eye out for it. If I find it, because the other one said guns up.
Okay.
Yay!
But it's all about Texas stuff. So they have the next batch that they're coming out, and it's Hook'em.
Okay.
So, but the first one was Texas Forever. It's on one of my backpacks that I got.
And so I lost this joke because we were very all about it. I'm also thank you guys as a random host for this subject. Thank you guys for being very excited. But I lost my train of thought because when you said Project Bluebeam and it was just like, oh, people will believe everything. All right. When you said Project Bluebeam, and you're like, people believe everything they see in the sky, and I was like, bro, I saw Hook'em horns in the sky.
Look, man,
It's all right. We put that 50 on you, bro.
I saw Scarface. It told me the world is not mine. He saw that shit in the sky.
Who are we up to now? Who's got to
think
do
it's
this?
Tommy.
Fresh start. Wait, did you do your number one?
I did mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's the Brazilian thing, just because it was just kind of like no one has a reason to lie about that shit. I do dislike the random idea that people that doubt conspiracy theories is like, oh, an alien made a ship that can traverse galaxies and then it crashed into Earth, and I'm like, yeah. Have you not seen what we do with drones? Like, they're like, yeah, it can fly everywhere and anywhere, but the minute
Like that, self-driving cars. They actually hit more people than real people.
Yeah. Fucking. Have y'all seen? Sorry, Tommy, keep doing your thing. But like, have y'all seen the fucking whole Tesla in the cemetery thing?
Oh yeah.
Bro,
These ghosts.
Bro. So for,
Shout out to Christina Ushiha. She's the one that told me about it.
Okay, so for those.
posted on my Snapchat, Instagram story at some point.
So for those who have not been in a Tesla vehicle, the like monitoring system of it is phenomenal. Like it will be able to like, so it has like a display and it shows you if there's a vehicle coming like towards you, if like what vehicle's next to you, and you know if there's a vehicle turning in the lane that you're supposed to go forward.
Yeah.
It's like almost to the point where it can tell you the make and model.
Yes.
No shit.
It will tell you if it's a large pickup truck, if it's a small pickup truck, how lifted it is off of the ground. It's got, bro, it's crazy 3D modeling on the vehicle. So, ghost hunters, for those ghost hunters out there, and for folks who are interested in paranormal, etc.
Love that too.
Oh, bro, yeah, 100%. So we're supposed to be able to like get EVPs from like just the simple cell phone or whatnot.
With the Xbox connected.
Yeah, also true. Yeah, exactly. But like we're supposed to be picking up EVPs, all this and that. Yeah. Well, so supposedly the system or the radar detector is so sensitive for Tesla that it can pick up spirits and it picks up souls.
Oh, I've seen that before. Bro. Yeah.
So there's a crazy TikTok video of these folks who are driving a Tesla that are just like, yes,
I've seen that.
Yes,
yeah,
and then there's nothing, and then all of a sudden just people start populating and coming towards the fucking car, and that even I bumped it, but even the car reads that somebody's trying to open the door. And it's like, okay,
so it broke through like 3 different systems of like it's people around you.
Yeah, because you can like they're driving really slow. So like,
no, I saw the video. Yeah, no,
they're driving super slow. So you see like, all right, they're like next to this part. And there's nothing there, and then the next time it blips, there's someone like getting inching closer.
Yeah. And then to the left, same thing. Yeah, no, I saw that. That shit was weird as fuck.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
So, you're number one. Sorry.
So I was gonna do we're living in the Matrix. That seemed too basic.
Everything's a simulation.
You know, when I pitched this idea to Emiliano, like I didn't go too in depth into it, but I was just kind of like, I'm a fan of conspiracy theories just because I think some of them are fun. But I also am scared of some.
Matrix thing?
Yeah, I literally was like, bro, if somebody ever tells me we're living in a simulation, I just...
So there are tons of videos of like things freezing.
Just fucking like Avatar, just like beam, just like take me, fucking.
What?
But like those
videos, ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. The only thing you can ever know is what's in your own head.
Well, true. But like those things freak me the fuck out. Like
but there's a philosophical equivalent. Like, are you really sensing anything, or are you just
a brain in jar?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Fuck this idea because it hurts.
I get it.
It still goes back to cogito ergo sum. The only thing I know is that I'm real because I am.
Yeah. No. Like to me, the weirdest videos on the internet that I see are like the glitch in the Matrix videos where things freeze. Like animals freeze, people freeze, planes in the sky freeze, and people like
helicopters.
Around. No, like actual planes.
Yeah.
Like it was one I saw of like a plane stopped and the dude was walking around like, no, I'm like, this plane isn't moving. Like I've been
He rotates the camera?
Yeah, like it's that cloud's been there. It's not past that cloud. Like what the fuck? And cats and animals just like freezing in time. Those are like glitches in the Matrix. But to me, that was a little too easy. So I went to Saddam Hussein's Stargate. It's my number one. So it's a theory that...
These are 2 words that I haven't heard put together.
So it is a theory. I discovered this today, mind you.
Oh, what
is
fuck?
This?
I just put plain Matrix into...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shit like that. It's things like that. It's things where like literally it's one where it's a dog the dog stops.
The
And
dog,
yeah, and the dude's like putting his camera around, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then all of a sudden, the dog snaps back in place and is going as if nothing else happened. It's one with chickens, where a bunch of chickens are like frozen in time.
Well, chickens are
chickens do that shit as a safety mechanism. Yeah, because like hawks, like, yeah. But like, no, it's all kinds of, it's people. It's
Turkeys
like,
are the same, where it's like, if you say anything, they'll gobble, and then the one time you're like, gobble.
Freeze, yeah. Nothing. Yeah, but like, no, it's ones where it's just bizarre, where like it just seems like glitches in a matrix. And so like that shit freaked me out. And fuck it, I'll make this one my number one. Saddam's Stargate, look it up. It's interesting. But like, no, this shit freaks me out, man. Like, it's weird. Like, it's a lot of videos like this of just like,
it's not moving, but that could also easily be explained by like air.
It's weird. You know, it's like it could be a scientific explanation behind this, but this is strange.
So the air thing makes sense to me because there was one time
Airstream, there you go.
when we were in high school, me and Mark were in high school. Yeah. There was a super windy day in Eagle Pass where like we were experiencing pretty much hurricane winds.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I saw a pigeon, right? Because we didn't have like a lot of like big birds, but
birds, and you talk about
despite it being called Eagle Pass,
I'm about to say
we don't have a lot of eagles there. But there was this one time when like we were in high school and it was lunch and the winds were really strong and there was this pigeon in front of me that was trying to fly forward, but the wind was against it and it was just like stuck in place. Like it couldn't move.
What's this one?
What was that one?
They're just like walking into.
People walking into
like
walls
NPCs and shit.
Yeah. That's another.
Dude. All right. So, Double Toasted, you rated us on a week ago, and we were gassed out talking about sports. We're in the middle of a conspiracy. Yeah. Welcome to Top 5 Conspiracy
Theories. Yeah, we're on number 1 now, but yeah.
But we can keep going.
No, we're literally not half done. But no, you like glitches in the Matrix.
Glitches in the Matrix is mine. Like, it's a lot of different ones other than things just freezing in time. Like, people walking into walls. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
So I'm like I said earlier, I'm not the smartest person, but when I see a bird just fucking frozen, I'm like,
Wind to no wind. Yeah, that's gonna throw you off a bit. And I could see how people came up with a theory of like the glitch in the Matrix. Like, what is this? Things that are just off. And honestly, the glitch in the Matrix things could go for many different conspiracy theories. Like I was saying, the dimensional thing of sliding into dimensions just willy-nilly. Like, could be a glitch in the Matrix. Who fuck knows? So, yeah, Mandela effect could be a glitch in the Matrix. So that's why I like, that actually is a perfect number 1 because it could tie everything together. It could all just be glitching the fucking Matrix.
So when I was articulating this idea, because Broha wanted us to do this a month ago.
Yeah.
And just didn't fit in the schedule.
I have not seen Broha in here at all.
No, that dude is letting me down a lot.
Okay.
As a Chiefs fan and as the person that requested this.
Wait a second. Do we have a Chiefs, a Broncos, and a Raiders fan here?
A Chiefs fan, Broha. You are the Broncos fan.
You're the Broncos. Sammy's the Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay. And Josh Van Forever is the Chargers.
Yes.
God damn it.
And Gertz is a Steelers fan.
Wait.
Gertz is a Steelers fan.
Steelers are in a different place.
Yeah.
Steelers are fine with me, but who the fuck's the Chargers?
Josh Van Forever.
Which one's Josh?
We haven't seen him in a while.
Okay.
So, yeah.
He might be.
He says he works nights and can't join the podcast.
We think it's just because he was embarrassed of his team.
I think it's because he's a lying sack of shit. Chargers fan. That's why. But it's okay.
Y'all in a hard
I got a lot. Here's the thing. I got a lot of love for the history of Raiders. Raiders as like an organization. First,
the race shit's very
nice.
Yeah.
Got a whole bunch of history for Latinos and for people of color.
Good stuff.
Yeah, got a lot of love for them. Chiefs also got a lot of love for them. Starting in Dallas and then moving up to Missouri.
Texans,
yeah, for real, exactly. And then of course Broncos. We're fucking best goddamn team in the fucking division, and we're the best in the division historically.
Oh, historically?
Yeah,
that doesn't mean anything.
We like to get you on a sports show.
I've been waiting for the invite.
Yeah.
Oh,
What the fuck,
do
man?
you want to?
Welcome to the sports show.
I didn't even want to be on.
I was told I had
Let's
an
take a
open
break.
invite when we did the anniversary, and then I was like, "Cool,
Bro,
give me
we
a call."
literally had a sports show 3 weeks ago that we couldn't make because you were out.
He could have filled it.
No, I didn't.
I would have shown up and just been like, I agree with Emiliano.
You guys are hats versus no hats. Look at that.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Oh,
know
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, and
Sammy's
funny.
fault.
I have a hat over here
Long
too.
hairs versus not. Well, no, you have kind of long. So, yeah, no, it's just sticking to hats versus no hats.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Wait, why is Serenity a raider from Double Toasted and also like?
Serenity can do whatever they want to do.
All right, whatever.
Serenity's
No,
fan.
but when I was talking about this subject with Emiliano, I had this weird idea where I was just like, bro, I love conspiracy theories, but I also hate conspiracy theories, and it just comes.
Take them too seriously.
No, it's not that I take them too seriously. It's actually the opposite. Because I understand about the idea of like everything is a simulation. And if that were true, I would hate the idea of how I lived my life so far.
Yeah.
If
I
you
guess
li-
if it's like, yeah, I have the option of anything.
but just look at all
Yeah.
the time you've wasted in your life because you're like, bro, I'm too tired to do shit.
Right.
Now imagine you're a sim that someone is controlling.
Why the fuck am I tired? Yeah.
See,
It's a whole different, like, resentment right there. Like, so this doesn't have to be.
I'm thinking a level beyond. If everything's a simulation and I'm a sim being controlled by someone,
Yeah.
why in the fuck haven't you turned on cheats? Turn on cheats, asshole.
Odds, no, yeah, like something.
The cheats were the
You
white
don't
guys.
think Trump has cheats on?
Yeah, the white guys were cheats.
Yeah.
Those were the
They
hacks.
got
Those
all
were the
the cheat
hackers.
codes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like video games. Like there's a small group of hackers. Those guys ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
The white guys are the cheats.
But I mean,
Sorry,
not,
sorry.
not,
Also
not to get like, not to like,
white fans.
not to completely
They're all-
destroy your argument, but like it's
White
like
guys are easy mode.
no, not to completely destroy your argument, but like Jay-Z was like a nobody from Compton.
Yeah.
Oh no, he turned on cheats.
Jay-Z.
But he was
from like Brooklyn or something.
he was part of that crew who's like that's called grinding, bro, in video games. Like he was the guy who grinded
Yeah.
in the
That's
fucking
the
video
guy
game.
who doesn't sleep and plays the game.
He killed
24 hours
10,000
a day.
crabs to
Exactly.
He's
That-
fueled off of Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Yeah, exactly. So his operator is like some fat guy in a chair. Like the guy who's running that
Now he's
character.
married to Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he beats-
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly, 100%. That I'm like,
Exactly. No,
this dude was a nobody from Compton. Now is a
He's from New York.
New York.
Jay-Z from New York.
Jay-Z from New
Jay-Z's
York.
from New York. Who the fuck are you talking about?
Now you're in New York.
Dude, I'm completely off at that point. Like,
Okay. I think you had too much whiskey. I'm just kidding. No.
No. I'm just trying to be like, man, like at some point, like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is a
He
better
is from
example.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Not from Compton, but he's from California.
No, but Snoop Dogg is an example of someone that was just like a nobody at birth. And now he's competing fucking side missions. He's a good wrestler at this point.
Again,
That's cereal.
it's
Okay.
motherfuckers that grinded the fucking game. Again, it's like you have like a group of people who use cheats in the game and hacks. Those guys are like
All right,
pieces of
when you
shit.
bring-
but then
when-
you have a smaller, more minuscule crew who like actually really fucking just grind it out and like really fucking 100%.
What would be your best example of someone that has grinded out in life if we're all computer characters?
All right. So
I have one example in my head.
I'm piggybacking off of him.
Actually, I have two examples in my head.
That's even better.
I'm piggybacking off of both of you, where I believe Snoop Dogg is someone that grinded.
Yeah.
I believe
yeah.
Martha Stewart is someone that used cheats and got caught.
Yep, I can see that.
Oh yeah,
good. That's accurate.
she was the yeah.
She used the Konami code one too many times, and they were like, "All right,
It was a glitch.
Yeah.
Jail.
Yeah.
But still, it was only for a few
you
months.
can't restart this mission, Martha."
So here are my two examples off the top of my head of somebody that was like, I grinded and it made sense. Arnold Schwarzenegger, son of a Like, I understand.
Son of a Nazi.
Son of a Nazi after Nazis were cool.
In the 1940s in Germany.
1950s, way not.
That was way after that shit should have been, acceptable.
Yeah, like I said, not cool. That's how much of a disadvantage do you want? In D&D, if there was a race, it's like, hey, bro, this race is racist to everyone else. This is where you start. Like, that's a disadvantage.
This race is hated. Not only does this race hate everybody,
It's the ultimate racist.
they're also hated by everyone else.
And go. yeah, I can see that.
All right, so I'm a tiefling asshole.
Schwarzenegger's what? Armenian?
Austrian.
Austrian. Yeah, that's right. Austrian. Bro, that doesn't count.
How does that not count?
Became a governor of California.
Every goal that he ever wanted to do that it wasn't in his skill class.
Very true. That's really
But
true.
here's the thing,
He wanted
like-
to be a top level bodybuilder. Did it? Wanted to. They made fun of him.
No, but let's start at the beginning of what his build was. I'm an Austrian immigrant. I'm going to win Mr. Olympia, marry a Kennedy, and win office in
He literally said he wanted to do all of those things. And he
Yeah, but
did
that's
do
the
it.
thing.
And the acting thing.
He had
Because people counted him out in acting.
But he cheated. That's still hacking.
How did he cheat?
He did.
He's an Austrian.
He's a white Austrian.
Name another Austrian actor off the top of your head.
I got nothing. I'm not going to waste your time. I got nothing.
Austrian.
Christoph Waltz.
Is he Austrian?
Is he not?
I thought he was just German.
No, he's Austrian.
Oh, shit.
No, he's Austrian. He's one.
Boom. Good job. Hell yeah, JJ, that's accurate. 2-time Oscar winner Christoph Waltz, yeah.
There's a
legacy of Oscar winners.
There's a space of like 30 years between both those actors.
Did Max von Sydow win it? Oh, R.I.P. I don't know.
Austria is still a European country.
Yeah, what did you think Asia took it over at some point?
No, I'm just like I was looking up other Austrian actors, but I couldn't find anything. Anyways, but
Christoph Waltz.
Certainly, I'm still mad that you count as a double
Yeah, what
toasted.
the fuck, Serenity? What is happening here?
You were here at the
You were
beginning of
literally
this
here
chat.
the whole time.
Peter Lorre is he's Hungarian, and so is, I think, Bela Lugosi. But there was during
wait, what are the Kardashians? Aren't they Austrian?
No,
They're Armenian.
Armenian, yeah.
Armenian. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if they're considered white,
But like,
Are they?
I mean, it's the two different parts of Europe, yes.
All right.
yeah, but
So
they're still
honestly,
considered white.
Kim Kardashian going from Paris Hilton's like secretary, assistant, to the
What she is now.
billionaire.
Billionaire,
Yeah, like that's not actually a bad level growth either.
it's still
that's still cheat code though, because
The sex tape was the cheat code.
yeah, that's why. That's
the sex
why.
tape was the cheat code.
Sex
Yeah.
tape- the sex tape is actually a fair cheat code.
Actually,
that is the
the
that
sex
is the
tape
cheat code
was-
that's in the magazine of like, hey, you want a free
so
cheat code?
the
That
sex
was
tape
it.
the sex tape was coming from a higher level player that assisted the lower level player because wasn't it like didn't it come out that the
It
mom
came from
leaked
Ray
it?
J. I don't know if I
Yeah.
would consider
Well, Ray J
Ray-
did-
No, it was the mom. It was because the mom leaked it.
She like
because
negotiated the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Do you have any idea how many chicks I've seen get railed on camera that don't have what Kim Kardashian has?
also true.
That is cheat
Porn
code.
is a
That is cheat
wild
code.
thing.
He ain't lying.
Yeah.
That is cheat.
definitely
And we're
cheat
just
code.
being honest.
Yeah.
Like the average OnlyFans is not doing what
You know
happened to Kim Kardashian.
You know, the origin to all this is like we're all in VR and
yeah. So
It's the ultimate conspiracy theory.
And the Lord Zed level villain that we have to defeat is Trump, right? We're all agreed here.
The Bowser of this situation, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Bowser gets defeated. I guess actually on that note, Trump has been
That's
defeated
a
twice.
Big time loser, that guy.
Whew.
Cheat code.
Who's next? Who's number one is next?
So before Trump and Hitler, not counting Hitler,
That's fair. That's fair to put those two in the same category.
What is the number? Another level 10 villain.
Villain?
Putin.
I don't.
Yeah.
Actually,
Putin's kind of up there, you know?
I'm not playing on that server, so I don't.
Oh, yeah.
no, we're playing on that server. It's.
I was gonna say Mussolini.
Oh, we're going backwards. Yeah.
Well, Mussolini
Well, because
lost.
Gaddafi, yeah, like.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's a
because
lot
you
that
said
could go.
he said.
There's a lot of villains in the world.
Are you talking about modern era? Because you said Hitler
Yeah, that's
and
what I was confused. I didn't
anyone in the
know.
last 30, 40 years that you would consider.
30, 40? Man.
Because he is right with Putin.
Clinton. Bro, the way that
Hillary or Bill?
Bill.
Oh, Bill's
Yeah.
I actually think that
Bro,
I actually
the
think that
way
like
that they
in
fucked
D&D rules,
Haiti.
you would kill Bill, and then Hillary would be like,
Yeah, 100%.
my re-election chances
part
just.
of my plan.
So, yes, but unfortunately,
Hillary's the
Bill
mind
was the
player.
face. So, Bill was the face, you know, and that's I think it's moderately unfortunate
Bill
because,
fucking sucks.
I mean,
Yeah, big
here's the
time.
thing, though. I think Bill falls under the George W.
Yeah.
kind of like category where it's like, I would love to have a beer with you, man. Just chill out. But at the same time, you were puppet ran by somebody fucking else who just absolutely took advantage of your position. And you are the one who's going to be remembered for it.
And look, I think it equally bad. Look, you fucking ruined a person's life that deserved to have her life fucking ruined.
100%.
Like,
I
like,
mean,
you
and
threw
that's,
her
I mean,
under a
and but
fucking
here's the
bus.
thing, and that's just
Threw a kid
one
under a
person.
bus, yeah.
Yeah, that's just one person who is still doing like pretty well off for themselves right now.
You right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Kids
Yes.
right now, you got to imagine like the
Oh,
road to get
100%.
to where
She didn't have the Kim
Exactly.
Kardashian cheat code.
She
No.
did, but
So,
like
so this
we're
is
also
with
talking
Sam
about
in,
like,
but not. Don't get too dark. But on a different coin, because I usually break things down to wrestling rules. Today I'm going to break it down to D&D rules. Bill Clinton is a bard because you literally were like, oh, you seduced this cool guy, and I'm like, oh, you mean the bard that just plays sexy music on his saxophone?
fuck yeah.
And I mean,
Play sex.
Arsenio Hall, I remember that.
and I could totally see Hillary being a lich that's just kind of manipulating people.
Just in the background.
Lady Macbeth shit. Yeah, I can see that. Well,
Fair.
probably still would have been better. Actually, would have been great, but still would have been better than what the
Well,
fucking
Trump is literally a different
Jesus.
kind of lich. This
He
election
absolutely-
literally came
he's
down to vote for that
Hey,
lich or vote
he's
for the other
technically-
lich.
He's technically the glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is not normal. This is not how this is supposed to go.
You know what's funny? If it wasn't Trump, any election that comes down to like I have no monetary backing, the establishment
No
hates me,
experience in it.
I have no
Yeah.
experience. I just think I'm right. Like that's Tony Stark and any other fucking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony Stark
It's
and
accurate.
Batman, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that same mindset of just like, yeah.
Fuck Batman.
And that's why conservatives
Don't
won't
vote
let
for
this go.
fucking rich people to be.
yeah, 100%.
Vote for the poorest person you can.
Yeah.
That will make Jimmy Carter. Make for a
Jimmy
decent president.
Carter and LBJ.
Still alive.
Bro,
Jimmy
LBJ.
Carter somehow.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Fuck.
R.I.P. his wife, man.
That's what I'm
Fucking-
saying.
yeah,
like
fucking
Jimmy,
wild.
go, man.
Yeah.
Like
Jimmy Carter
That's one
doesn't have-
person. I'm like, dude, you
Also,
go. Yeah, you.
Let's not forget to acknowledge like Carter got hit blood on his hands too, you know, and so
Oh,
does
every
LBJ.
president.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
every president.
and you know nobody's fucking perfect.
No.
But
President's a job that shouldn't
No,
exist.
if you
Oh,
become president,
so
you will
fucking
have to kill people. Like
Yeah.
that's just what it is. I wish people would just start acknowledging like that's
Mm-hmm.
just what it is.
yeah,
Yeah. But multiple
I mean it was
peoples.
it was the what was it? They used to be the front line.
Yeah.
George Washington. You know, they were the
They were there.
chief in arms. There you
Yeah,
go. Or
yeah.
chief and
Commander-in-Chief.
Commander in chief. There you go. They were the commander in chief. They were the ones who were on the front lines
Yeah.
majority of the time back in the day.
It's like King style back, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like you're the leader, you are there. When
Or
Getty goes down, yeah.
Independence Day for
Oh yeah,
yeah. We will not go quietly into that tonight.
Oh, Bill Pullman
We will stand and fight.
died in the sequel, but it was fine. It was okay.
I will try.
Love that sequel.
I'm gonna try my best to end this as fast as possible. But Tommy,
Yes.
as a random person, not random, but as someone that's on the sports podcast all the time, how do you feel about knowing that this podcast has gone on for 3 hours and 45 minutes?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Shit.
it's midnight.
Yeah, we need to go.
All right, go on.
So I'll do a deep cut. It's kind of like off the common rails, but in the indigenous community, a lot of people believe that like there's different ages of societies. So the African and the indigenous Americas like ages are like twins because
Thank you, Radio Raheem.
ergo, it very interestingly, people's understood like continents were connected back then.
Right.
So why cannot, there's emus here, there's ostriches there. Why just like animals can we not be, separated into two species of humans or whatnot? So you have your Africans and you have your indigenous Americans. We are twins, two different, beings who just kind of populate different
places.
Yeah, exactly. But then evolving from that, you have your Europeans who are the youngest nations or youngest peoples and societies of all of the world.
Yeah.
But the only true original Europeans are Irish peoples. The rest of them are actually aliens. And this is a real thing. This is a real thing. In some elder communities, like the only true original Europeans are Irish peoples. That's why Irish peoples get along with every fucking body.
They do.
And then after that, the rest of them are aliens, or the rest of them are
I
people
do like
who
Gaelic. I know a handful of Gaelic words.
I have no idea of Gaelic words, but the little bit I've heard, it's a beautiful
It's
language.
beautiful.
Yeah. But so the Irish peoples were, the original peoples of the European, population that devolved from Africans, and they populated the European continent, but then, these beings from space came and they copied them and populated the rest of the Europeans.
You will fill in the gaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's a good one.
That's
like that one,
that's
yeah.
the wildest one.
That's
That's why
a
it's
good
my
one.
number one.
Yeah.
But it's it's a wild.
Yeah.
Wild
People
one.
again don't believe these.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
these are-
grain of
these are
salt.
for fun, yeah.
Obviously, listen to whatever you want to fucking believe, but like. Listen to science sometimes.
All right. So my number one, I've talked about this on the show before. I think on the live show, on the anniversary show.
Mm-hmm.
So Jesse, the Body Ventura, he loves conspiracies just like we do.
He's a lunatic.
He
I feel like he
believes.
hangs out with Randy Quaid.
No, I will not let you bestart. So, I funny enough, on this podcast, I forgot what we were talking about. It was just random people that let you down. You weren't on it. It was me, JJ, Sam, and Ian. And I was like, bro, this is what you get for having heroes that let you down. And then Ian, just straight from the hip, was like, what's a hero that's never let you down? And I was like, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, like straight up, Jesse the Body Ventura is a true G. Like,
So
I
name
can't think of anything,
so name an issue right now off the top of your head.
An issue?
Like any issue
Any
that you
political
think
issue.
Jesse the Body Ventura as a wrestler growing up in the 80s would be like.
And a governor.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
Just name an issue, and I guarantee I know his opinion on it.
You guarantee you know.
I guarantee.
I'm just talking shit at this point. Man, I don't know. Fucking racial justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was pretty big on black people have a very strong opinion on BLM.
Yeah, no, I know. Because I know what you're talking about. And, respect.
But yeah, like it's even straight things that like this is one of the things that I argued with Sam was like he can't be that progressive. I'm like, do you know that Minnesota has light rail?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You
it's
know
like-
who pushed that through?
Yeah. I mean, there.
Things that don't go together.
Yeah. 100%.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
No. I mean, hey, man. I know Jesse. I know of Jesse.
Now name anything weird like gay rights or trans, and he's like, bro, I was a wrestling fan. I was a wrestler, and I know friends that were gay. I know
Yes.
friends that were trans.
Yes. Yes. But it's just like how people like talk about either being politicians or priests or like, you know, whatever the fuck now. And they're like, I am not the first, like, it's not right now, right? But like, I'm not the first gay president. I'm just the first openly gay president. You know, it's like that. It's shit like that. You know, it's like people are coming out who are gay, who are in these positions of power or like sports teams or whatever that are notable. And it's like, I'm not the first one. I'm just the first open one. And yeah, it's like, yeah, no, that's exactly how it is.
Lindsay, I don't know what you're scared of, but we'll accept you.
Wait, which
Graham.
was it? Oh, okay, all right, that's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah, no.
Lady G.
Yeah.
That's more appropriate. Yeah, no, I was first introduced by Jesse the Body Ventura in the little-known movie Repossessed, which was a spoof of The Exorcist starring Leslie Nielsen.
Really? Not Predator.
Hard to find. No, not even Predator. Repossessed, starring
to know.
Linda Blair and Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. Look it up.
No, yeah, I've seen it.
If anyone has here, you have.
I'm familiar with all of Leslie Nielsen's catalogs.
Work, yeah. Including Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
that is like my number one favorite Dracula movie.
Same here. Yeah.
But anyway,
Heads up, real quick. Until JJ finishes his conversation as number one, these shorts are from the best gym in Austin. It's called Lift ATX. If you drop a sub and can tell JJ what his favorite color is, these are yours. I'll just mail them to you.
There you go.
give you a hint. I'm not wearing it right now. It's not the primary color of this outfit.
But go on.
Right. So Jesse the Body Ventura. He's a fan of a lot of things, including conspiracies. One of his favorite conspiracies is the HAARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Program, which is a real thing that was in Alaska. He believes that it can control the weather. Now, I don't believe that, but my favorite conspiracy theory is that Jesse the Body Ventura was a wrestler in the early 80s, as we all know. We're all familiar with his work. Great work, by the way. In September of 1984, he had to take a break because he had blood clots in his lungs. He blamed that on Agent Orange. I'm no doctor, but I'm willing to take his word up for it.
Okay.
Like, I know Agent Orange is a motherfucker, and I wasn't there for Vietnam, so like you know, he was a member. He was
Agent
a member
Orange. Agent Orange falls into the. Hey, bro, you don't need to believe conspiracy theories to understand that the government is bad.
Yeah.
So Jesse Ventura was totally a vet. He was a member of the BUDS program, which, fun fact, is a precursor to the Navy SEALs program.
Yeah.
So he's technically a Navy SEAL in all but title. Like he was a BUD, but the BUD training was harder than the SEALs.
Yeah.
So they're like, we killed like 10 of these dudes. Except for Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah.
So let's ease off the gas a little bit for the next batch of recruits, and let's just call them SEALs. But in September of 1984, he had to take a break from wrestling because of these blood clots. You know what was airing at that time? In September 1984, a little-known miniseries called G.I. Joe: The Revenge of Cobra.
What?
In which
The animated?
Yes.
Okay.
In which G.I. Joe, a real American hero, Yo Joe, had to stop Cobra from gathering all the parts of a secret weapon program known as the Weather Dominator, which, much like the HARP program, could control the weather. My theory is that Jesse the Body Ventura was on so many drugs, recovering from lung blood clots, that he was like, Weather Dominator? Is that my buddy Sarge? Sergeant Slaughter? We gotta stop Cobra from gathering the parts of the Weather Dominator. I believe that the HARP program is real because Jesse the Body Ventura believes it's real.
Willed it into existence.
I mean, he's not the only one that believes that.
No, but
That
he's
was
the
it.
one that willed it into existence.
That was his his calling card segment on Alex Jones for like
Yeah,
6
the
years.
HARP program. He just didn't call it a Weather Dominator, but like that's what I know it as.
Like I said, Alex Jones was to a lesser degree. I know it's very hard to believe, but in 2002, when he was like, 9/11 doesn't make sense.
Oh, bro, I'm from Austin. I know Alex Jones, and I know the people who like.
Everyone does.
Well, I mean, but I knew like OG Alex Jones, and it's so like I knew him as the guy who like asked too many questions, and it was like, but like respect to that, like ask as many fucking questions.
Yeah.
But then there's a point where it's like you can ask too many questions, get told like no so many times, and then just believe anything that's
whatever it
not
is.
no,
Yeah.
and
That's
you just devolve.
fast forward. That's what that looks like now.
And so yes,
Yeah.
we're where we're at
So-
now.
Joe Rogan won't have Alex Jones on his podcast at this point because he's just like, he's too controversial and he just talks out of his ass. And then it's just like people will focus on the very obvious racist shit that he says and ignore the semi-obvious racist shit that he says. And I only say that to be like
Jones or
Alex Jones.
oh, okay, yeah.
But it's just kind of like Alex Jones will be like, do you know that Mexico is a fucking experimental ground for like testosterone, and that's why like we just keep pumping this testosterone down there, and people keep shooting each other and killing each other, and that's just like we're fucking monitoring.
It seems like coked up rants.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Which the dude's been busted for being on coke. So yeah, it makes sense why that's like.
Yeah.
You know, it whatever you think it is like
To me,
yeah, it
with
is
him, it's
with
just
him.
like, oh, I get money for, I could say anything. Let me just get coked up and get on air and
Yeah,
say
well, I mean, but
anything,
at this point
try to
in-
sell some supplements.
100%. And
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
at this
it's-
point, it's like
Which, by the way, that
a
alpha
fucking
brain
joke
shit,
and it's sad. Huh?
look, hashtag not sponsored, but
Hey JJ, random question: what's your favorite color?
Maggie got it.
Okay, Maggie gets the shorts.
Ah,
points.
Yeah, Maggie knows it.
Congratulations, Maggie. Yeah. Red. There you go,
Yeah.
Maggie. Yeah, no, I mean, I just like you can listen to Jones as long as you want, and just kind of it just devolves.
I've never been an Alex Jones fan outside of Loose Change. Loose Change is the only thing that was just like 9/11 being an inside job. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense with everything that you painted out here. But there's a counter documentary that it was just like everything that he said is conjecture.
I also don't know Loose Change. I don't know.
Loose Change is
There's
what
that, like jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Doesn't burn hot enough.
Yeah, there was a term coined to that.
There was a whole like YouTube documentary that went around, like how Coney 2012 was a thing.
Yeah,
It was the same thing, only with 9/11, where it's like, yeah.
I had
did
no
you
idea
know
it was called
like-
that. But I mean, I knew about like.
so
the jet
here's
fuel
what
didn't-
made me believe it, and I actually still believe it to this point, that it's just kind of like anyone that's ever been to that area in New York. So the Twin Towers are here.
Yes.
Building 9 is actually a block away.
Yeah, it is.
So the idea that jet fuel fell from the Twin Towers and melted Building 9 has always been a thing that's just like, that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. What makes sense is like structured building collapse that like, you know, at some point you lost control of and it collapsed and hit Building 9.
But that's where Alex Jones gets all his credit. He wrote that idea in Loose Change.
Oh,
that's his documentary.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. I do, and I guess like I just didn't like touch on it because like I don't know. I felt like it was like widely spread, but I do kind of coin into and subscribe to the fucking 9/11 was an inside job, only because I know that the government doesn't give a fuck about any of us.
Yeah.
Well, that's
fucking.
I will not disagree, but I will also say that the fact that Building 9 is very far from the Twin Towers, I am inclined to agree. I'm just not an engineer, but
100%. Yeah.
I just can't follow Alex Jones onto other things.
Oh no, and I'm not. Believe me, this is also me not like.
Look, bro, the
saying,
frogs
like,
can do what they want. I don't care.
No, I don't give a fuck about the frogs, but I know people that were like, when he got sued for saying Sandy Hook shit, because in the Army, you know people from everywhere, and it's just like, no, we knew those kids like that,
bro. So I have a very dear friend who I'm not gonna name, but his family, so I'll say this much: he's Middle Eastern, but he has like a wild, unfortunate history of school shootings and mass shootings. His mother was a teacher at Sandy Hook. And then was a teacher at, I forgot what it was, but the next biggest school shooting in U.S. because she said, "Fuck this, I'm gonna ruin
Florida."
Yeah,
Parkland?
yeah. I think it was Florida, but she like moved to like Florida, and she was like, "Fuck this, I'm not gonna I'm gonna go."
Shit.
And then boom, it happened there, and his brother was at the Las Vegas shooting.
Jesus.
Yes.
Christ.
And then he was a PhD student, my friend, or master's student at one of the universities, I think it was Virginia Tech, where they had their fucking mass shooting. And like, he was there for that. And I was like, bro, and thankfully all of them survived. I was like, bro, what kind of bad old school ancestral medicine did you do?
It's similar to the woman who was like on the Titanic, who was on like, she was on every single.
Yes. Well, it's also like the old man who was like 100. Who was like the old man who was like 103 years old or something that survived the Spanish flu and COVID.
That should be the next show. Is the it's some weird fucking coincidence.
Well, but there'd only be like 3 or 4 stories. But my favorite on that note, and it's not like a conspiracy. They were literally there. They were on Spain for the bombing. They were in Japan for the gassing, and they were in New York for 9/11.
Oh,
Jesus!
Fuck.
Sorry, didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. Like that's a little.
I mean, you know,
just
we're
the coincidence weirdness. Of
I hope they can laugh about it now.
Well, I mean, my own relevance of trauma is just like at a certain point you.
Oh,
just
you have, you have to giggle. You have to chuckle, man. You have to.
What is it?
Move past it.
Laugh.
Comedy equals tragedy plus time.
Yeah. They're the opposite ends of the same coin.
Well, hey guys, I know we've been going for like 4+ hours.
Cheers to those who kept through. Holy God, they're
the true alphas.
The longest since we've done it. Wow.
And I don't want to keep this going for too long. I only want to do this for 2 minutes. So,
I only have one other favorite color.
You've already been used. If you can guess my astrological sign, I will give you these shorts.
Hey, both of our astrological signs.
Me and Tommy's astrological sign. But the time limit for that is you got a minute.
Yeah, it should be easy. We've mentioned our birthdays many times.
There's like a I'll give it a 30-second delay.
We got a timer for 1 minute.
I think there's a 30-second delay.
I'm not a Gemini. I'm sorry.
God
damn it, Maggie!
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not even fair.
Maggie, you should be excluded from this.
Wait, so did Maggie win?
Maggie got it. All right, I'm gonna give it to Tina because it's just fair. Maggie, you know just too much about me. You've known me for 10 years, so I'm gonna give it to Tina. But thank you guys.
Just imagine telling your best friend or like an old friend, "Hey, cool, fuck you."
Well, she already got my shorts, so. Well,
She already got one of these pairs of shorts. Like I can't give her both.
I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at those shorts today. And I was like, if he doesn't give them away,
Well, that was the whole point. That I was just kind of like, we can't not have this stuff and give it away. But thank you guys. Next Tuesday we'll have the sports show. Thank you all for coming out. Next Thursday will be the themexcellence. I have the schedule for forever. We love you guys. Have a good night.
Saludos. Aho.
adios.